front of a live studio audience.
You think you're weird? I think you're dumb. You and you makes me so fun. You're from now, just go home. You're from now, just go home. You're from now, just go home. You're from now. You think you're special?
Coming to you live from, ooh, that is loud. Coming to you live from the luscious loins of LaPel, Indiana. My name is Bull Shep, hanging out always with Paulie motherfucking Punk.
Yo.
And my favorite ghost in the house tonight, Peter fucking Graves.
Hey, Peter.
Oh, this motherfucker!
There he is.
Were you like standing outside of the fucking door, man? Holy shit. I literally just said your name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, take a seat. Our special guests tonight are none other than local rock band, the Bombcats.
Yo,
Hey,
what's up?
everybody?
How was your daytime commute, gentlemen?
Welcome to the show.
Thank
Yes.
you. Man.
Thank you.
Commute was brutal. People
Was
are
it brutal?
crazy. People are nuts.
It was easy. I live 10 minutes away.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah, Chris was stoked
Fuck you,
because
Chris.
he lives
Always
in
gotta be
Anderson.
upstate.
This is the one
so-
time that I've got a closer drive than you assholes.
Wow, yeah, I was, because he was saying he was coming from probably like 20 minutes away. I'm like, that's the closest drive I think anybody's ever made, but 10 minutes.
10
That's
minutes.
pretty dang good.
It was like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'm a little
in Carmel,
jealous
though.
right now, actually. 10 minutes, bro. That's decent.
Plus, there's like, a tenth of an inch of rain, so everybody's going 13 miles an hour. So,
Yeah,
Of course.
it's dangerous out there.
I was just in the car for an hour and a half.
oh, brutal, dude.
That sucks.
Does it take you that long to get here?
465 on the south side. Is
Yeah,
a
it's-
parking lot.
When I looked at it earlier, it was like dark red. Yeah.
It's a parking lot.
Yeah,
Oh my.
brutal.
But I'm here.
Hell
And
yeah.
Everybody else is. This is gonna be great.
All right, so Peter Graves, let's hear your story of getting here.
I don't know why do people just forget how to drive when it gets wet? Like what is just it's just like I don't know how to deal with this.
Yeah.
So we're all just gonna go really slow and make bad decisions in front of me.
I would get it
specifically.
if it's 3 inches of rain, but when
Right.
it's just been drizzling all day, it's like, yeah, your tires are designed for that, bro. It's actually all good.
Well, it's like they're either terrified or they're like think they're invincible. There's no in between.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even my Toyota didn't start today, so I'm in the BMW drift car, which is made to slide. So I'm just like, why are we doing this at like 55? I'm like, I know I can go faster. If I can go faster, you all can go faster. Like,
That rear wheel drive, man.
yeah, manual transmission all the way.
Nice.
Well, I'm really happy that you guys are here because I have an opportunity to apologize to all of you for making you blind when you play at PRN.
Oh, it's cool.
I'm glad that you can all see. It is probably like one of the biggest things, like as a photographer for me, that I had to carry around, like blinding motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I've had it happen 3 times, but last week I got a little too close to a base, and
No.
the base and the Cameron, they made out
They
They
met.
touched.
on stage.
Yeah.
Did they touch butts?
They touched butts. Yeah, totally. It was
Ugly
Like,
bits.
like Jimmy Jr.
Yeah. So cheers, guys. I'm glad you're not blind.
No, we're good. Actually, we just appreciate the photos, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
when is your next show? When are you guys playing again?
January 14th
That's punk rock night,
at
right?
the Punk Rock Night.
Yeah,
It's a Saturday, by the way.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's been a while since we did one. So,
It'll be a good show.
yeah. It's on a Saturday. I heard they're on Saturdays. So,
Right.
yeah, it's going to be cool.
Hell yeah.
We're playing with Sonora, and didn't you just go to one of their shows?
Yep.
Maybe-
Yeah,
and
State Street.
I apologize to the other group. I don't remember who else we're playing with. Not a very good promoter, but yeah, it's gonna be fun, man.
I'm
I love
trying
those
to,
weekend shows, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like
Thank
trying
God.
to search through the memory base that I have for shows and who's playing them. And I don't have that one in there because I've got about 2 in me and I'll still get the band names wrong. So we like to start off the show talking about basically what is the Bombcats? How did the Bombcats come about?
The old-fashioned way through Craigslist.
Hell yeah.
That's the old-fashioned way.
Wow.
That's how the Beatles started, right?
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Craigslist.
Yeah. It was in beta then. but they still got it done.
Craigslist.uk, not
Yeah. Co.uk. Now it started with Chris and our drummer Colin, who's not here, right, Chris?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Colin and I, we hooked up through Craigslist just looking for people to jam with. And
Jam.
yeah, so we started jamming on some songs and had a couple of riffs that we thought were good and would be a good starting point for a band. So we started reaching out, and it was really Colin that auditioned these guys. And I mean, just say audition, but just met really.
Yep.
And we hit it off right away and then started playing together, and that was that.
Yeah. And we've kind of, over the years, our sound has kind of crystallized. We used to do all kinds of different shit.
What did the
And
ad
now-
say?
Oh, that's a good question.
Colin sent it not too long ago to like two of the.
It was
group
really
message.
long.
It-
Yeah.
It was a classic Craigslist ad in that it was really long and detailed.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of, there was one looking for anyone basically, and then one looking for a bass player pretty much.
Yeah. And then I responded and said I would be up for psychedelic drones.
Yes, and that's what we do now.
Exactly.
All we do is play
And we don't do
19
pretty
minutes.
much the one thing we don't do.
I hate super long jammy drones. So
I was smoking more pot back then than I do now. Now we're like power pop, so
yeah, something like that.
It's more
So
more
Mad Dog
amphetamine
2020.
based.
more
Yeah.
amphetamine based. Yeah.
Yeah, so the classic way through the internet.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too, because like a lot of people around here, they play in all kinds of bands, but this is really the only group that we've done over the last 8 years.
Yeah.
We've just kind of
It
focused
actually
on this
it
thing,
took a
so-
while for at least for me to find people that I could play with and I don't know, connect with, because I'd tried for a little while before we hooked up. And you know, I mean, it's kind of hit or miss with musicians, whether
No.
they're either their level of, you know, of competency or just the whether or not you get along with them. So yeah, we've been in and out, and once you find a good one, you definitely want to stick with it. And then, you know, the other thing too is we all kind of had the same kind of similar taste enough in music and what we listened to and what we played, so that helped as well. And yeah,
Yeah. I
Here we
think the biggest thing is that we get along. Like,
Yeah.
because I don't
Yeah.
really want to play music with people that I don't like.
Yeah, it sucks being with people that suck.
Yeah.
So
it is not
Yeah,
fun.
it does
Yeah.
suck
Yeah,
when
that's not
people
too bad.
suck.
That
Yeah.
for me is actually, that's like the big one is the friendship. It's like family, you know? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
you got to be around them all the time.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, for sure.
Right.
So next question. So now we're just going to pick on everybody individually. We'll start with you, Russell, because you're right there to my left.
Please do.
What inspired you to be a musician?
Do you want the real answer?
Yes. Not necessarily. I mean, you can go however you want.
I was a huge and still am a huge Kiss fan. So I can hear the silence in the room. That's deafening. No, I was 14 and I saw those guys and I was like, holy shit, what's going on there? And my parents liked classic rock and shit like that. But
That's
the
also what
first-
I say when I see Kiss.
yeah.
Holy shit! What is
Holy
going on
shit.
there?
Look at this. What is this shit?
I mean, they look like demons, but they sing like everybody else.
They sing like dudes from Brooklyn.
Right.
yeah. Yeah, that's the secret to Kiss is they're just, you know, old dudes from Brooklyn actually.
Their fan base scares me.
Yeah, that's me actually. So
I actually had no idea where they were from.
You guys do
Yeah.
it up when the concerts come through.
yeah.
Yeah,
We all went to one a few
Yeah.
years ago.
I actually always hated them, but then we went to see them and I thought they were great. I mean, granted, I had like 18 of those like $12 malt beverages that they sell.
So you were a Kiss live convert. Then.
Yeah. I mean, I thought they were great.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know. Were they using backing tracks and stuff then? Or
We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to
Okay.
get into.
All
We're not
right.
going to get into that. We're not going to discuss that.
That band hasn't seen a single object it couldn't slap a logo on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
they tried to put a logo on me. I'm like,
Yeah, that was
I'm
weird.
not dead yet. Like
That
I'm
was
still
weird.
moving.
That was weird. But actually, the first band that was really my own, I was a huge Ramones fan from the minute I heard that too. So,
What's your favorite Ramones song?
oh man, I just see. I love the first couple records, but I actually, a lot of people shit on the later stuff. I love the later stuff. I love their version of "I Don't Want to Grow Up."
Tom Waits cover.
Yeah, it's great. I like when CJ shows up. I like REMONES. I like their version of that one. There was one I heard, Life's a Gas. I love stuff like that. So, I mean, I love the early stuff too, but on the first couple records, the production is so weird. I have the same thing with the Misfits too. It's like the production sucks so bad on the early stuff. It's like trying to listen to like an old blues record. You can barely like appreciate it because you're trying to pick out, is that a guitar?
Yeah.
What's that sound there? But yeah, I celebrate the entire catalog of the Ramones.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, but I was always, because I play bass in the band. I was always bass. I never wanted to play guitar. I was also I liked Rush when I was a kid, so I heard the bass and now I was like, what the fuck? How is he doing that? So shit like that. And my dad used to listen to a lot of Foreigner, so I got to listen to that when I was a kid.
I like Foreigner too.
It's fine at midnight on Saturday, I guess, on Q95. But yeah.
Real quick before we go to Chris, my dumbass left the lighter in the truck. Does anybody have a lighter? Yeah, I dropped the ball on that one.
Of course I do.
I think Paulie's got one, right?
I do.
Paulie's
I do, but Peter
I
started
need this
reaching
back.
first, so I was like, well, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I need that back.
dropped a dime. Nice toss.
Thank you.
You guys should go play for the Colts, man.
Yeah. Hey, maybe they'd win a game.
Oh,
You
base.
probably could at this point. They're really not too.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Shep, did you know that my fiance works for the Colts?
No, no kidding.
Have I told
She
you?
does.
Yeah.
She should probably think about offensive coordinator
She
next
should
year.
work on that.
Coach.
I like
We
to-
definitely could
Graphic
use some help
designer
at
to
quarterback.
offensive coordinator.
I like to. Wouldn't be that weird this year. I like to tell people it's not her fault. That's what when I tell them that it's not all her fault. She's a graphic designer.
Oh, that's cool.
Their graphics look great.
I will let her know that.
They do. Well, I can't show you. My phone's over there, but she may very well have come up with the design for the wallpaper that I downloaded off of the Colts.
She probably did. She
Um,
does a lot of it. So she's.
I'm
really,
not
she's
sure
really
why I still have it on there right now.
Yeah,
but
you might want to. She also did.
might want to
our-
look into
Bro, are
changing
you a
that.
diehard? Are you a diehard?
Yeah,
bro?
man, I've been watching them since I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, since they came to town.
Yeah.
Do you have tickets too?
Yes.
Shep? Okay. Yeah. Because she has tickets for working there, so I go sometimes, but I try to give them to family and stuff.
Right.
Hell yeah.
So.
That's a great way to like hook up like Christmas gifts and birthday gifts.
Right.
The only crappy
That's a good
part,
idea, isn't
and,
it?
and you're not going to believe this, but she has to pay taxes on them.
Oh yeah.
What?
She has to pay taxes on the value of them.
I mean,
like,
wow.
we live in the United States. I mean, that's what we're
I'm
all
not.
about.
I'm not opposed to a tax
Paying taxes,
necessarily.
right?
I'm opposed to that because she doesn't get to enjoy them. She has to work during the games.
Oh yeah.
So it's not really income for her when she's also making income at the game. So yeah. Anyway,
Because it's like it's the gift tax, right? Is that
they treat it as income.
they do?
So I don't want to comment on her statements, but I'm pretty sure it's treated as income. So I'll let you know when we file jointly next year after we get married.
Right on. I'm trying to think because I guess that would count. Yeah, that would count as payroll because
I'm
I've
pretty
been
sure it is.
kind of in that situation, but not quite.
Yeah.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
what inspired you to be a musician?
Oh my goodness. I was a band kid. I was a school band kid.
Yeah.
That was really like in my school and the time that was a really big thing to do. A lot of kids were in it, and I did have really good music teachers through all the way like in grade school and then in through high school, which they taught me a lot, and so that's probably the start of it. I just did it because other kids are doing it. I mean, it was just a lot of kids. It was just a popular thing to do, but I really enjoyed it. My family's music going on at the house all the time. So, definitely always loved music. So I was doing that for a while. And then as far as guitar and then playing in bands and everything, that happened really in like my teenage years, high school. I got really into, that's when I started to develop music, your own musical taste. And grunge was really big at the time. So I was into that.
Just say it, Aerosmith.
Well, it's going to get to that. So, I mean, you kind of go through, all the bands that you'd expect. So you listen to Led Zeppelin and Aerosmith and Kiss and the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, and kind of go through all that stuff. And at some point, I was like, I've got to learn how to play. Which having been in like having some music school or training helped with that a lot, because when I got the instrument, that was a good time to learn, because I could read music at that point. So if I got some guitar books, I got the instrument, I could at least follow along and kind of get started that way rather than starting from scratch. So yeah, I started playing there. I mean, the first song that I learned on guitar is "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds."
Hell
I
yeah.
was listening,
Nice.
I was really into Sgt. Pepper.
That's a Charlie Manson song, right?
I assume
It may
so.
have helped. Yeah.
It contributed
That was a bad
somewhat.
joke. My bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I was really into that record at the time, got the guitar, and then so I was like, well, I'll buy the book. And since that song starts with single notes, that's what I could play with single notes, because I hadn't figured out all the chords and stuff yet. And then I started getting into bands, shortly after that. And really, like, as far as my musical taste and where all that went in making original music, I really started to get into more of the New York, let's say, punk scene, and glam a little bit with like Bowie, Velvet Underground. I got really into the Stooges, Television, then Ramones, Patti Smith, and that whole scene. So that's probably the biggest, say, influence into what I ended up playing in bands, because I never did a band that was like a Led Zeppelin type band, or even like a grunge Nirvana type band. I just never did. It always ended up kind of going that direction, those kind of artists. So,
And we both dig the Dolls too.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
The Dolls.
Is that a reference to the New York Dolls?
New York
Yeah.
Dolls, yeah.
Okay.
Both
Yeah.
dig the Dolls.
Right.
I just wanted to clarify for the people out there that don't listen.
Oh no, I get
punk rock.
it.
Believe it or not, they're out there.
It's sort of proto
we
punk
have
anyway.
those type of viewers.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Non-punks know of us.
If you don't know the Dolls,
Wow.
check out the Dolls.
Right.
It's some good. Well, actually,
yeah.
check out like the first 4 songs on each record and skip all the filler that they had to put in for their label. Some of the middle parts aren't great.
Yeah. The thing is, with that scene with a lot of punk, I didn't really know about it for a while.
Yeah.
It took because it wasn't on the radio, and there wasn't really a way to get exposed to it. It's pretty obvious I'm not young, so this is pre-internet and all of those things. And unless you had somebody who was guiding you to that stuff and giving you records or telling you to listen to it, if all you heard was on what's on the radio or MTV, then you really didn't have any exposure to that. And so that's why the bands I knew were all kind of your major radio rock station groups. And it wasn't until a little bit later on where I found this whole other world, this kind of parallel path of bands and music that I didn't know even existed.
Do you remember how you got exposed to that?
It was Bowie. I was just so tired of listening to all the records that I had. I was tired of listening to Cream and they're great, but still, it's like, okay, it's enough. So I just shoved it all aside and said I need something new. And even Bowie, I didn't know a lot of the songs that were his. I thought he was like a pop guy. I had no idea about his like Ziggy Stardust, any of that kind of stuff. So I bought one of his records, loved it, and I was like, wow, this is really good. I had no clue. Then, one leads to the next. So it's like, oh, well, if you like Bowie, then, he worked a lot with Lou Reed and Iggy Pop. All right, well, who are these guys? So now I'm going to go listen to them. It's like, oh, well, this is even better. You just keep kind of going and going.
Discovery by liner notes.
Yeah, it really is. Or articles, you'd read, I'd read interviews, like an interview with Bowie, and he'd mention these people, and I'd like, well, I don't know who that is. I don't have any exposure to it. And so you just kind of follow that path and you end up in someplace completely different and that otherwise you wouldn't know.
Hell yeah.
And yes, I was referring to the Goo Goo Dolls. That's sad.
Yeah, Katie could.
That's very funny, Katie.
The other
nailed
Dolls.
it.
That is excellent.
They're coming next summer, actually.
The Good Dolls.
Yeah, the good.
The Goo Goo Dolls are coming. What are the odds? That was another bad joke.
No, I dig it.
There it is.
Band outing to go see the Goo Goo Dolls. I love it.
So James, what inspired you to be a musician, sir?
I was also a band kid.
These guys.
I'm around the same age as Chris. I think I'm like maybe 6 months younger or something like that, but we're around the same age. So, first popular music I got into was like hair metal.
It all comes out now.
Yeah, like listening to the soothing sounds of White Snake to drown out the sound of whatever was going around the house. I've always been kind of like a escapist type guy. Video games, movies, music. So it started with like hair metal. Then like I got really into Guns N' Roses. Appetite for Destruction came out when I was like 11. So it was like when I was listening to that, it was like I was committing a crime. Like I had never heard anything like it.
Yeah.
The liner notes had like nudity and like all kinds, I think there was even like a rape scene or something like in the liner notes. And I was like when you're 11, it's just like crazy,
Yeah.
Especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you look at 80s culture, and it's really squeaky clean.
Yeah.
What's on television and pop music and it. So
Alan Thicke.
Yeah.
James,
Yeah.
you got to tell these guys the story about
Thick Alan.
Yeah, exactly. The Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and Faith No More concert you didn't go to.
Oh yeah. So
Oh, wow.
Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and Faith No More played the Hoosier Dome in like 91, I think. And my buddy was like, I got an extra ticket. You want to go? And I was like, no, dude, I got homework or something lame. And I didn't go. And I'm a fucking idiot.
A historic tour.
Been like kicking myself about it ever since.
And I bring it up constantly.
It was like an 8-hour show. Guns N' Roses and Metallica played like 3 hours each.
Yeah.
But I
could just
love it.
imagine that too in Market Square Arena, right?
Hoosier Dome.
Hoosier.
So it's
At the Hoosier
So
Dome?
it's 60,
For real?
60,000 people
Nice.
at
Yeah.
this concert. James was probably the only one in Indy at the time who wasn't there.
Yeah, I was the only guy. They dedicated a song to me. That kid's not here. Yeah. So yeah, and then after that, it was like alt rock 90s. Pearl Jam, I guess. Smashing Pumpkins. I was huge into them for a long time.
We specifically tell James not to do Smashing Pumpkin stuff in our songs because he always tries to do it.
Those like first 3 albums, I always say Billy Corgan taught me how to play rock guitar because Gish, Siamese Dream, and Melancholy, like I knew like every song, how to play them. I know he's kind of a polarizing character, but good songwriter and good guitar player. So a lot of like alt rock stuff, a lot of classic rock, like Chris said, Led Zeppelin.
I heard he's a vampire.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if he actually is. He looks like
Great
one.
wrestling promoter.
Yeah, wrestling promoter / vampire.
He owns a wrestling league, right? Did I make that up?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I think he's still part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're still talking about Billy Corgan, right?
Yeah, he's a vampire.
I'm pretty
he
sure
wears-
he owns a wrestling league or something, right?
yeah. I don't think
Is
he owns it, but he's
Oh.
like,
He was. I know he used to write for WWE, right? Or am
I
I
don't-
wrong?
I'm
Oh
not
no,
sure.
was
I
that
thought
the,
he owned the
Japanese
TNA.
TNA?
I thought he owned that.
TNA,
Man.
like
Is it TNA?
tits and ass.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Or like
He's probably owned some, if I had to guess. Oh, he's a weird looking
Pretty
dude,
sure
though.
TNA is defunct now, though.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. No, like not that I'm a wrestling guy, but just I am. So
I don't know anything about wrestling, but I find it whenever I see it, I find it very goddamn entertaining.
I used to give a fuck. I just don't anymore.
Yeah.
So
We need
Sorry,
a-
that's a
we
tangent.
need a
I hear that.
hotline for Nick Jordan where we can ask wrestling questions.
Yeah, get him on the
oh
phone.
yeah, or
Nick, we have
Billy,
wrestling
Billy
questions.
Boswell, or
He does have that Hulk Hogan
Carter
hair.
Seaton. Carter Seaton's big time. Like every time I've said bye to him since the day I've met him, he's always like too sweet. Every time.
Man, when I was a kid too, it was the New World Order stuff.
Oh,
So
dude.
wrestling was fucking
Oh,
everywhere.
that was the best
Yeah.
era. Yeah, WCW.
It was
Fuck yeah.
everywhere.
And then you had the Attitude Era
Yeah.
over on the WCW was the that NWO.
Yes, and then
The WWF was the Attitude Era with The
Yes.
Rock and
Yeah.
the bald guy with the who squeezes the beers and
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold.
Thanks for your help on that one.
You're
Russell.
very welcome.
I actually thought you was joking.
I was joking.
Okay.
Uh,
It's like that bald guy.
the bald guy.
when I was like 10 years old, my dad and my uncle took me to see a WWF show. This is mid 80s. I didn't even really know that much about it, but like we went by the entrance to see some of the guys come in, and it was, you know, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and all that. I didn't know humans could be that big.
Oh yeah, some of them are monsters.
Yeah, it was like seeing superheroes. It completely, like, the biggest person that I knew at that point was my uncle. I didn't know that a person could be that large.
You've never seen someone 6'8" and 400 pounds. And,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's ironically, a lot of these people that do wrestling, they actually started in football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are defensive linemen and shit.
Yeah, like Goldberg. I don't know his real name. Bill Goldberg.
Right.
He was. I think he played for Florida State.
The Rock played for Miami. Right?
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Somewhere in Florida for
Yeah.
sure.
they
Yeah.
took their physique plus their horrible acting skills and turned it into
Well,
wrestling.
and a lot of human growth hormones.
Well, yeah,
as well.
you're
I'll tell
gonna
you
you're
what.
gonna shrink your dick. I mean, it's gonna happen, but it's worth it.
The last I knew, Dwayne Johnson, or The Rock, is actually the highest paid actor in the world. And literally, if you watch his early stuff with the WWF,
Yeah.
woo!
Well, I was gonna say early on his acting was pretty rough. Now he's, I would say, passable.
You know
When he
who's
pops
way,
up and
you know
stuff,
who's way worse than any of those guys is Lou Ferrigno. He's a horrible actor, like the worst actor you can possibly imagine.
Lou Ferrigno's the one talks like this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was the
he's
Incredible
deaf.
Hulk.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's. So, I mean, he was good as the Hulk. but-
Walking down the road with his thumb out.
Well, that was the other guy.
Do you
Oh,
think-
that's right.
Do people even know that The Rock was a pro wrestler anymore?
Oh, they've got to.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
he
I
still
bet
talks
our
about
age,
it.
Our age, definitely.
I bet little kids wouldn't.
But
I mean,
I'm
come
pretty
on,
sure he
dude.
was just in WrestleMania within the last
Oh,
7
they-
years.
yeah.
It could be.
Are
Do
you
they
guys
know that
talking
he was
about
in
the guy
Get
from
Smart?
Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, Vin Diesel. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were talking about Vin Diesel.
That guy.
Do they know him from the movie Get Smart?
Probably not.
Oh my God.
I think my favorite role that he's ever done, and it wasn't even a good role. He died within 3 minutes. The other guy.
Yes, I was hoping you were gonna say that.
Oh yeah, that was a good
Samuel
movie.
L. Jackson. Like
That is such an underrated Will Ferrell movie.
It's
It
really
is
good.
so weird and stupid, but it's I love it so much.
that's what started the whole connection between him and
Is that the one with the desk pop?
yes.
Yeah.
yes,
You haven't done
the
Death Pop
Pop.
yet?
Was that a Dirty Mike and the Boys?
That's just my favorite.
That's like my
scene.
favorite.
We got a
so
note
funny.
here. It says, "Thanks for the F Shack. Love Dirty Mike and the boys."
Dirty Mike and the Boys. Can have a real nice evening. Put some D's and some A's.
Yeah, I remember watching that and going, "What the fuck?" In the first 3 minutes, just like, okay,
I
didn't.
oh,
see us
it's
go- I
so
didn't see us going
quotable.
there, but-
It like my favorite. I think my favorite has to be the. He's like, what does he say? He goes, Gator don't play no shit. Gator ain't never played no shit.
Gator's bitches bed we wearing Jimmy's.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because just I don't know.
And Will Ferrell's wife-
him and Mark Wahlberg is just they're phenomenal.
Is it Eva Mendes
good.
or
Yeah.
is it Eva Mendes in that
Yeah.
movie? I always
Yeah.
get her mixed up.
That's Will
Why are
Ferrell's
you
wife.
with
Yeah.
him?
She's so hot in that movie, and he keeps talking her. Oh god, it's so
the
funny.
whole film. The whole film. Yeah, it's so good. Tongue in cheek, the whole thing. It's
I love that movie.
They play the Foo Fighters when they jump off the building at the beginning. Yes. I can stay here and talk movies all day.
Yeah.
All day.
That's cool with me.
Can I take a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like
shots. from
Benchmark.
everybody.
our official sponsor that doesn't sponsor us yet?
I was about to say.
We're
I'm
waiting on
very
our
impressed.
case of Benchmark.
Mhm.
Benchmark.
We
You want
should
Benchmark
probably
or do you want turkey?
contact
either one,
them
I don't
about
care.
that.
Oh,
It's
dude.
fine.
Well, if I'm gonna fucking toss you a bottle, it's gonna be the glass one, so it's turkey.
All right.
Because no,
Wow,
don't you move,
This is
bro.
a lot of trust here.
Oh boy.
Come on now, pro.
James, watch out, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hands.
Wow.
Colts, baby.
Hands on
Colts.
that,
Oh, careful! Oh, I was afraid it was gonna explode.
Right. It's that. Volume alcohol in there. One little spark is all it takes.
All
Cheers.
right.
That's for you guys, too.
Hey, yeah. And by the way, anybody like we have Benchmark or turkey if you'd like a shot.
I
Just throw that out
might
there.
have a little bit if you got something to.
The Benchmark is 90 proof, right? No, it's 80 proof. Is it? Oh my god, it's only 80 proof.
This will do.
Let's be honest.
Turkey
Is that a
is
plastic
101.
bottle? Is that in a plastic bottle?
Yeah.
And that's a glass bottle.
Yes.
Right? Drink out of the glass like a man.
when that
You're
runs
not-
out,
you're not
gonna
a
pour the
hobo in a
Benchmark in
CVS
glass. You hear that
parking lot.
Benchmark?
James,
Oh,
James
God.
is a bourbon guy.
Oh
I
yeah.
love bourbon.
That's
Actually,
it
we
right
all
up
That
my
turkey,
alley.
man, I love that.
I know. The burn.
It-
That's my
there's
favorite part.
something
All right,
about-
fine. Twist my arm.
There's something about taking that out of the glass versus out of a shot
Sure.
cup.
Or cup. Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely different straight out of the bottle.
Reminds me of Nom.
It's good stuff. That's like the best $20 bottle you can get, I think. One of the best.
Well, you know I'm an Old Forester guy.
And also a big gun guy.
Yes, our
Big
favorite.
gun, big gun whiskey.
Yes, it is excellent.
Right.
They should sponsor our band. That's what it should be.
They should.
Who? Which?
It's called Big Gun.
Big Gun.
It's actually made in Frankfurt. I forget the distillery that makes it. But it's a great product. It's big. It's like the old fashioned that St. Elmo's makes. So it's like a blood orange bourbon. It's these guys don't like it, but I really like it.
It sounds
really
kind of
good.
interesting.
It's like the old fashioned stuff. Like Bullet has one,
Mm.
but the St. Elmo's one is 100 proof. So that one's effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just so I'm running sound tonight, and I just figured out why my mic has been so hot.
Why is that?
I had the it doesn't matter. Why am I admitting to fucking up on a live show?
Did you have the booster on?
Yeah, it's too hot.
Turbo.
I just figured it out.
Do you have the tube screamer kicked on?
I've been
The overdrive.
yeah.
Ask James how many tube screamers he has.
I have like 4, but they're all different models.
I used to have one. I
Well,
I loved it, but I had to sell it.
Is that a real thing? Tube scrambler? That's a real thing.
Tube screamer.
Screamer.
It's a pedal.
It's an Ibanez pedal. It's like
Yeah.
one of the most coveted pedals of all time, really.
James has like 5 of them.
I keep it on all the time.
We noticed.
You like use one of them and make the other 4 watch, or
It's a
pretty good.
cuckold situation.
I got the regular TS9, the TS9 Turbo, then a green Rhino, which is like that's
Oh,
the one
here
I
we go.
use.
It's Bombcats gear talk.
Well, yep. It's a good pedal.
I like it because of the word green rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
So real quick, I want to do a shout out to everybody that's chimed in so far. Hi Alana, hi Chuck, Charlie Riff, Craig Chaos, Smoke Weed,
What's up, Craig?
Katie Kabam. Yep, so far have chimed in. We've been showing them, but we haven't been bringing them up.
Yeah.
Now,
Mhm.
Riot Girl Randy just said, which is Alana, by the way.
Mhm.
Corbin played for the courts. She's speaking of King Corbin from the WWE.
Yeah.
And if you watch oh gosh darn it, the punter, what's his name? Pat McAfee, which I'm a little slow today, I guess, but a little slower than normal. It's been what happened to your camera? Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm sideways.
Just sideways.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah. So
Weird.
but yeah, very interesting fact. Brian Corbin actually played for the Colts. He was drafted the same year that they picked up Pat McAfee. And if you watch the show, I don't know what's going on over there. We'll figure it out, right?
Some sort of accelerometer issue.
Just turn it sideways and then turn it back. Like pick up the whole fucking thing and then
Whoa.
it's wild. It's wild. But here we'll switch to my camera when we figure that out.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that was a lot of my gut there.
So
that
if you
wasn't
watch
great.
the Pat McAfee show,
Yeah, what about Pat McAfee show?
they have the King Corbin on quite a bit.
Corbin Dallas multipaths.
Is that it?
What?
What? What just happened?
Nothing.
Oh, Katie, you slamming my bandmate.
That's me, baby.
One sip and he's sideways.
That's me.
Hashtag cheap drunk.
Katie, how well do you know me?
This
You heard
is
this before?
This is the. This
You've been
is
speaking with my
actually
fiance?
Dang.
the cheapest cold podcast alcohol wise that we've ever had because this is leftover from 2 weeks
Who
ago.
was the most expensive?
And this was a
Mike?
gift last week from Jordan Moonshine
You know, I thought about
and Jackie.
grabbing a bottle, but I wasn't sure how you guys lubricated this operation. So
Whiskey. Yeah.
Cool.
Whiskey. I'm gonna take the camera.
I
off
brought a
of
12 pack of Crispy Boys instead. So
Thanks for
Crispy
taking care of that,
Boys.
Polly Punk.
I might have one of those. You got
Jeez,
Take 'em
I've
off.
offered
Gosh.
3 times, and he said no every time. He's also stolen my beef jerky since I
Hey,
got here.
He only brought a 12 pack.
Yeah,
so
man.
You
It's
need,
good
to calm,
beef jerky.
you need to calm down.
I wrote down some notes in my head, and I do have a new question that I don't normally ask, but I wanted to change it up a little bit. Change it up, a little
What's up?
All right.
change up.
That's good. I'm tired of you asking the same question every day.
I know, right? You say every dick or every day?
Every dick.
You son of a bitch. So Russell, what's the name of the band? The first band you played in?
Oh my god,
That was
it's
that
pretty.
it?
It's
Was it
no,
OMG or was
it's
it, oh
pretty
my God?
embarrassing.
I'm sorry.
It's pretty embarrassing.
The band was called Direct Hit.
Direct hit.
Yes,
That's not terrible.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
it was
Lot
pretty
worse than
embarrassing
that.
at the time.
How many
but
hits did you have?
0. We later changed our name to the equally embarrassing Lock and Key.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I've seen a TV show called that.
Netflix, those Netflix series.
Yeah.
yeah, not great.
The guy I know is in a band called Dual Exhaust.
Oh my God, that was pretty
bad.
rough.
That's pretty bad.
We considered naming our band.
Jesus.
We considered naming this band Rollin' Coal.
Yeah.
That was on the list. Didn't really work out.
No.
So how did you guys come to your band name anyway? Since we're kind of talking about
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
anyway.
We had a bunch that we went through, and
We could have recorded 3 albums in the time it took us to find a name.
yeah, it
We
took
had
several
we had
months.
plenty of songs. We just
Yeah.
didn't have a fucking name.
Yeah, it took several months to pick a name, and for whatever reason, when somebody said, I think somebody said Bombcats, and we are just like, okay, that's
Remember there was like,
Ah.
there was,
Cool
like a
name.
picture of
Okay.
a soldier in wartime. There
It
was,
was
like a
no, it was a squadron. It was,
Okay.
it was like a fighter squadron in World War II
Yeah.
called the Bombcats, and they had like a
that's right. I
they had
forgot
a
about
patch with a cat on a bomb,
Yeah.
and so I was like, oh well, that's a pretty cool name, and basically nobody said no.
that. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the biggest.
So
No one said no. Fuck
Yep.
that.
okay, that's it. That's her name. So,
The
plus,
problem
like,
was,
it,
yeah, go ahead.
well, the other thing too is we did think it would make a good name for a logo.
Yeah.
And so that was consideration. As James is
yes.
advertising right now, so
This shirt is actually, what size is this?
it's not important.
Extra
No,
small.
nobody cares.
Are those available at merch at your shows?
We usually,
Usually, yeah.
yes, we're
Not
running a
always.
little low. We're actually we're kicking around a new T-shirt design. So, but we usually do have some merch at our show.
So
Katie-
those are limited edition.
Russell and I are the proud owners of cats. Yes.
Yes, I have a one-eyed cat named Tony. Yeah, he's weighs 14 pounds and he's 3 feet long. So he's a beast of a cat. What were we talking about the band?
It sounds
Wait a
like
minute.
you're talking about your penis.
Yeah, that's
I have a big dick, so I have a 14-pound
Exactly
dick.
what I
Russell
thought.
has named his
That's like-
penis Tony.
and
And he loves
a
pussy so
one-eyed.
much that he references.
I've never once thought of that, but that is pretty funny. All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you
Meow.
something. When I first saw you guys, the first time I saw the Bombcats, okay, this is how this fucking brain works. I thought I can't not remember the scientist's name, but there is a story, not a story, a theory per se, about a cat in a box.
Oh yeah.
And
Schrodinger's cat,
cat. Thank you. That's the first thing that came to mind. And I'm sure anybody that saw the Instagram post that we made,
Yeah.
that is probably not what you thought was the first thing that I thought. But
Is it because we looked like dorks? Is that why?
no, but a cat in a
What's
box.
Schrodinger's
You
cat?
put a
Like,
cat
what is that?
in a box with a bomb or some dynamite.
No, it was with the pill of poison.
It's that
A
you.
pill of
It's
poison.
that you don't
That's
know if
lame.
the cat's dead.
There's no bomb
That's
because
lame.
you're supposed to open the box. Do you want to die with
The
the
Well,
cat
no,
is
you're not
alive
supposed to
and
open the
dead.
box.
That's the point.
The point is, if you open the box, you know if it's alive or dead,
Right.
which is a metaphor about waves and particles.
Sure.
Science
I
guy.
understand
There we
that.
go.
It's not. It should have been bombs.
Should have been bombs because
Schrodinger should use
everything's
the
better when
bomb.
it explodes. I
Yeah.
completely agree with you.
Right.
There's
Schrodinger's cat should have exploded.
there's 2 issues with the band, and one is that we can never use our name to book a flight because it has
Huh.
the word bomb
Oh,
in it.
no.
So
Right.
overseas shows kind of out of the question. Also, there's a rapper in Houston named Bombcat who really doesn't like us. It makes
Oh.
us. It
We're
makes
not
it,
fans. We're not exactly fans
We're not
of
exactly
his
fans
either.
of his either, but it makes people.
In a
Get,
perfect world, you guys could do a crossover together.
we would
Oh.
love to. Actually, Colin, our drummer, was a rapper.
Well,
Yeah.
what started this
So-
little rivalry? Is it just the name?
No,
or
it was
I
when,
mean,
when we created our Facebook and Instagram. People started tagging us instead of him, and there was some beef because somebody said, "Yo, fuck Bombcat." But they tagged us instead.
Yeah.
So that led to him
There was
finding out who
actually
we were.
A
And
good amount of people who have beef with him who indirectly now have beef with
They're
us.
just-
because
they're-
of the whole
They do
thing.
the Houston scene's rough, man. You gotta be on
Yeah,
your
you gotta be-
toes
you
if
gotta
you're
be
gonna rap
careful.
in Houston.
We thought it was good cred for us. We
Yeah,
didn't, We
absolutely.
didn't mind. Yeah.
Any publicity is good publicity.
What
Right,
so-
that's true.
I don't know what that dick's problem.
You know what that reminds me of?
But
Smithers. Have the Rolling Stones killed.
yes,
Smithers.
a bit of Mr. Burns.
Simpson, Sector G.
Doesn't ring a bell.
So, Chris, what was the first band that you were in? The name of that band?
The name of the first band I played in was Atomic Itch.
Yeah.
That was my when I was in high school. That's
She was that bad, huh?
Wait, atomic what?
itch like scratch. Itch.
Atomic Itch.
Yes. Yep. That was it. No real reason. I don't remember how, why. Similar to this band, it just we
kinda
needed
happened.
a name. Yeah, and everyone said, "Okay, sure, that's the name," and that's what we went with.
Can't go wrong with 2 words.
It's really not the easiest thing to do to name a band.
No, it's like-
it's really difficult.
I like when we were going through it. I think after there should be like a statute of limitations where names become available again, because they're like every name has been used at this point. Because even when we thought of some names that might work, and it's like, oh, there was already a band called that. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, great.
yeah,
So then it's like,
1932.
yeah, right.
yeah.
So it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's just if it's been so many years, those go back into the queue. They're up
Yeah.
for grabs. It's like
The
Uh,
Stones,
public
the Stones are about
domain.
public domain.
the Stones are about to
absolutely.
be fucked. They've been around for 70 years.
Right,
so.
right.
It should be like after you die, like a certain amount of time after you die.
Yeah.
Then the name's
Yeah,
Yeah,
back.
the
name
name
goes
goes
back
back
to-
into the hopper, and
We are the Misfits.
Or if you beat them
The
in
new
like
Misfits.
a loincloth knife fight, then it's your name. Like
Yeah.
if you beat Glenn Danzig with a
Yeah.
loincloth
Ooh.
and a knife,
yeah. The other, you know,
that
what?
might be tough.
You know, the other thing I was thought too is there should be sequels to bands. There's sequels to movies and TV shows.
Oh, they're like the Misfits when there was the New Fits with Michael Graves.
Yeah, it should just be
The
like
Misfits 2.
Kiss
the,
2?
the shitty version.
right. It's like, okay, you know, I mean, you know, Robert Plant is 85 or whatever he is. You can't. So there should be like
What version would he be on? Holy shit!
Yeah. So then like
the 4th installment of
yeah.
Robert
So then
Plant.
like instead like in Greta Van Fleet, you just say, okay, here's Led
Led
Zeppelin
Zeppelin 2.
2000 or
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin
Oh,
whatever.
you can't call it Led Zeppelin 2.
What? Right. Because they named their stupid
Led Zeppelin
albums.
5.
Yeah. So anyway, just like if you're gonna sound like another band, just call them, you know, whatever it is, the Beatles 2, and congratulations.
Don't think Gene Simmons won't license Kiss 2. Don't think that's not going to happen.
Didn't the
That
Beatles 2
probably
put out
just-
Wonderwall?
See, exactly. It would have been a lot simpler if they just called themselves that.
Yeah.
No confusion.
From a
there.
marketing perspective, this is
I
why
got
you make sequels.
I'm right there with you. I understand.
Yeah.
Totally. What was the name of your first band?
I was in a band called Bulimic Manatee.
That's the winner.
Are you for real?
That's the winner.
Fucking
Yeah.
genius.
So the joke was
I
like,
like it.
manatees are large animals and they like have
Yeah.
a weight problem or
I picked
whatever.
up on that one.
So like what if a manatee was bulimic? That'd be really sad or whatever. So we made that our band
Just a
name.
skinny manatee just floating alone.
Yeah,
That wasn't your best band name though.
It wasn't?
Dojo Dogs.
Oh yeah, Dojo Dogs.
Every band you've been in has been themed after an animal. Is that correct?
Yes. That is true,
Ah.
actually. I've never even thought of that, but
Bombcats, Dojo Dog.
No.
yeah,
Something.
bulimic manatee.
Bulimic manatee.
Yeah, that was just like
Eating
me.
disorder manatee.
So you're like, if we don't name this after some sort of fucking animal, I'm out.
You would have been out.
I didn't even make the connection until today, but from now on, I got to keep the streak going. So
Do we have a real definition of Schrodinger's cat?
Oh,
Fucking
this is
Wayne.
I was
way
wondering
more
like
than
what this
Wayne.
is.
I'm back in
Oh,
engineering
hey.
school all of a
Oh.
sudden.
Guys,
He wrote us a
hold on.
paragraph.
hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Wait,
Oh,
are you
Wayne
reading
wrote
it?
that?
Are you
Welcome
hold
to
on,
the show,
hold on.
Wayne Birch. This is
All
your
right.
segment
Wayne
now.
wrote
Give
that?
me a second. I have not read it yet, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
in the
Without-
Wayne voice?
Schrodinger's cat is in a box with some radioactive material with a half-life of 10 minutes and a Geiger counter that will release cyanide.
That's the
and kill
poison
the
pill
cat.
I was talking about.
At the 5-minute life there is a 50% chance the material is decayed and release. Son of a bitch, I had to spit.
Science!
Release the material that is decayed and release a particle. And Geiger counter has killed the cat. At that point, with no conscious observer, the cat, the counter, the cyanide, all don't exist. The only thing that exists is a probability field, and all the boxes contents are reduced to a dual universe S ...
Shut up, science bitch.
So that is the first time
Wow.
on this
It's
show
it's a
that
quantum
a
description
comment
about
was
where
so long
Thank you,
electrons
that
Wayne.
it got cut off to where
Right,
we
right.
cannot read it.
Now, see, it's
And it was so long I had to
Right.
spit.
because it's
I
theoretical.
think you did good. I think you did good. Shout out. That was great.
Yeah, it was.
I switched voices like
Also,
two
thanks,
times.
Wayne, for
Right.
looking
Now,
that up in a textbook for
We,
us.
we do know that it's theoretical because a real cat would be licking its ass in the box. Cats do.
Yeah.
Not
a
just
honey
cats,
badger
you
in
know?
okay, so I have a
I
cat.
still think it was a
and-
bomb ass pussy, but whatever.
I like Shep's better because the cat blows up.
The box though is so strong.
You open it to find out it just explodes. Fuck it, I don't know.
There's guts everywhere. It's not dead.
Who's
It's
gonna clean up this
liquid.
dead cat?
But if I'm correct, that is a metaphor to describe the area of electrons around the nucleus of an atom. Because everyone thinks of them as circling, but they actually just kind of appear and disappear in a cloud around them.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm back
It's
in
the
engineering school.
particle
That's,
wave duality
Yeah,
probability thing.
I didn't even go to engineering school. I just dropped a lot of acid.
yeah, that's probably better for you anyway.
Engineered some
Same,
brainwaves.
same thing, right?
I feel like I say this on every show, so I had to say it. By the way, kids, when he says acid, he means LSD.
Yeah.
We got an LSD comment earlier. Didn't Craig suggest we take LSD earlier?
It's because we were talking about the song you learned.
Right.
Craig's full of
LSD.
helpful suggestions about
He
what we
is.
should put in our bodies.
Yes.
So where were we?
What was the name of your first band? Polly?
Yeah, Paulie.
First band
Yeah.
ever.
Trash can. Yeah.
Trash can?
Trash can. Nice.
I actually really like that
Simple,
name.
to the point. I like it.
Reminds me of Garbage Pail Kids. We're huge fans of the
Yeah.
Garbage Pail Kids
Yeah,
movie.
And
we're
it-
big into garbage.
It
Pail
took
Kids.
a long time to come down to that name too. It's just you get like 3 or more people together to try and name something,
It's
and it's like,
impossible.
yeah. And then I came through the same problem trying to name
Yeah.
a business too. So I got a business partner, and it was like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And business, it's even harder because, like, in this band, we know no matter what, we're not going to make any money. You guys
Right.
have to make money in your
Right.
business, so it's got
At
to
least
be.
we
a good-
hope to make
Yeah,
money. Yeah.
exactly.
Tell the world you're gloriously amazing, awesome fucking company name.
Construction company.
That's
Nice.
that's the name of your company.
Yeah.
Legit.
That's
Construction
fucking
company.
awesome.
You
Man.
know who insures us?
I don't. Who?
Insurance company.
Insurance company.
I was gonna say Chubb.
Dude. So true story. I would call him. I'm the probably goddamn 13, 14 years. I would call him, and whenever I got his voicemail, which is 99% of the time, his voicemail was always like construction company. That's a message. Leave him at whatever, just
right.
that's it. Just construction company. And I didn't know that was the name of his construction company until like 3 years ago.
You thought it was just like an automated
Yeah.
thing.
Like, he just
We are a
he was
construction
so
company.
lazy. It's like construction company.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you know how
oh,
it
God.
when you set up your voicemail, it asks you to you can leave your name only, and it'll do the rest.
Yeah.
Of course, I opted for that.
Right.
Oh, I see. So you
The-
put it in
the-
the name slot. Where,
Yeah.
Okay.
You have reached construction company. If you would like to leave a voicemail,
Yep.
Oh man.
he's insured by insurance.
By the way, Paulie didn't mention this, but I was present when that band name came up. We were
Trash
in a
can.
kitchen,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
were bricking the shit out of it. We were
Yeah.
just looking around the room. We were like, "Is that love? Is that love? Is that love?" Like just naming things around the room. I remember. I don't know who said it, but it doesn't matter. I just remember us sitting in the kitchen
Yeah.
talking about it. So
And somehow that's the name that actually
Trash
stuck.
can.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good.
But
band name.
it fucking worked.
and
I mean,
literally,
I really like it.
before you even played a show at the Melody Inn, there was already a trash can
yeah.
above the soundboard that literally says trash can. You couldn't have picked a better band name.
One
At
of my-
least an indie.
One of my favorite
Right.
band names right now is Shit Truck.
Shit
Shit
truck.
Truck.
Yeah, I just saw them.
I love that band name. It's so fun. It's especially here in Indiana. You guys know what I'm talking about,
Right.
Shit truck is
Like
an
just like
awesome
a
band name.
shitty truck or just like a truck that hauls shit.
Either one, I think is fine. But
I
shit
mean-
truck.
I asked the door guy what kind of music they played, and he said, well, I talked to the lead singer, and he said that they are cowpunk.
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 Shit truck cowpunk.
Shit truck cowpunk.
All
That's a
right.
great sticker right there.
All the
Yeah.
way from Bartholomew County.
Yeah.
Whatever. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah,
Katie
dope.
likes shit truck too. I think that band name is so. The other one is there's a band from Michigan called Bathroom of the Future.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a great band name.
Yeah, that's
They've played at the Mel before, but it's been a while. We got to get them back.
Great Scott's toilet paper.
I was in a punk band.
Was that bad? It was pretty bad.
Do you want to know the name of the punk band I was in?
Was
I
that your
do.
first
Yeah,
one?
absolutely.
I was in a punk band with a friend of mine named Athrite. I don't know if anybody remembers like when the Broad Ripple Street punks like slept in the park and shit.
Mm.
But that's where I met him.
That
Great
was a
place to
ways
make
ago.
friends. And
Sleeping in the park.
we practiced all the time. We never played a single show, and we were called the Lying Fucks.
The Lying Fucks.
The but it was FAUX.
Okay.
Oh.
I like that.
So
The Lying
Oh.
Fucks. And we used to be like, we're in a band. We're totally a band. Oh yeah, what's your band name? Oh, we're the Lying Fucks.
Gotcha.
You like to fuck lying down?
We had a. Well, I mean,
that's definitely one way to
I'm sorry.
interpret
You like
that.
to fucks
I like-
lying down.
yes,
No, he likes to foe.
all the time.
Defoe.
I'm constantly.
Oh, Defoe. God damn it. This could go on all night. How far are we in?
Yeah,
We're not even.
that
an
was
hour
my
in.
first and last punk band that I was ever in.
Right.
It's because I suck.
And what did you play instrument?
I
What
played
did you-
guitar. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You still play guitar?
I have a couple. Yeah, my dad was a guitar teacher, so my whole life,
Okay.
like my first time I held a guitar was like 3.
So you're
Oh.
over it.
I was always over it.
Yeah.
My dad's
Exactly.
lessons were like, play this chord, play this chord, play this chord. Okay, play this rhythm. And then he'd be like, wah, wah, for like an hour and a half over top of it. And I'd be
Yeah.
like,
Right.
that was great practice, Dad. Thanks.
That's what James does in our band. We just play
Yeah.
and he just shreds.
Like
so-
play these 2 chords.
Fucking
so I can
lead guitarist,
shred.
man. It's
I
like,
do have a lead guitar.
can you slow it down a little bit?
lead
Or-
guitar player chip on my shoulder? I
Yeah,
think.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
lead
Like I get mad when people tell me to turn down.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
What kind
Do
of
you
amp
have
do
to
you
have the
use,
loudest
James?
amp? Do you have to have the loudest amp?
What kind of amp?
Yeah, what amp do you use?
He has like
It's,
a shitload.
I use a Friedman.
Be careful what you say because we're going to be judging what you say right now.
Well,
because your
not me,
opinion
I don't
is
know shit.
your opinion is very relevant to what kind of amp you own.
It's like the Jerry Cantrell signature amp, but I don't use
It all
that
comes
his
out.
settings. I use my own settings.
What-
Okay.
There you
Fucking
go.
Jerry Cantrell settings suck.
What did you guys learn?
He is
about?
non-conformist.
It could be my signature amp at this
Nonconformist,
point.
okay.
I think.
That's a non-conformist choice.
Is it?
What's the conformist choice? Like a Marshall stack?
There's
No,
a
the
lot of
conformist
Marshalls.
choice is to use dude's settings. He makes his own settings.
Yeah.
He said, "Fuck your settings."
I had a Marshall before.
How many
that.
How many watts is it? Isn't it tube?
It's
Or is
only
it solid?
It's tube and it's 20 watts and it's loud as hell. It's
We
super loud.
take
Well,
the
that's not too
we-
much.
we
All right,
take the approach of
James,
small
mad
amps.
respect. Mad respect.
Okay. Thank you.
We take the approach of small amps and crank them up.
Yeah.
We always
Dude, that's how you get the tone.
yeah. I mean stacks are cool, but like we just did a show in Bloomington for like 15 people. The stack is completely ineffective
Yeah.
in a room with 15 people in it. So
My favorite amp I've ever played through. I had to sell it. What else is new? Musicians Live right there. I had a TH30, an orange TH30.
oh yeah.
That thing would ruin people's lives.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 watts of pure fucking life
That's the kind of
destroying,
amp I want. One is just,
world
like,
ending
ruins
fucking
people's
tone.
lives.
Like,
Chris used an orange on our
it will
last
rip your face off.
Makes people shit themselves and question their
shit
morality.
themselves. Oh no,
Are you
Bombcats made me
shitting
shit
me?
myself.
That'd be awesome.
Oh
That-
fuck.
That was the first time that I owned a 30 watt tube amp, and I was like, maybe I should have went with lower wattage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was so mean.
Well,
it
one
was
of
so mean.
One of the first shows we played at the Mel, there was. Do you remember this? They showed up and the guitar player had a 100-watt plexi with no master
I
volume.
do
Oh
remember that.
no!
And Dave looked at him like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Oh,
Dave was
yeah.
behind the bar, just like, What's wrong with this guy? You couldn't hear anything but the guitar. That's all you could hear. You could hear nothing else. There was no reason to mic it.
Who was running sound? Was Hubert running sound?
I don't think
I
Hubert
bet he
was
walked
there.
out.
Yeah, I don't think he
I don't think Hubert was
his
there.
job.
I don't think Hubert was. I think it was the other guy that we used to get there. But,
Yeah, it was before Hubert worked there, I think.
What?
I think.
Well-
Hubert basically has carried that place on his shoulders.
well, I don't know if it was
for the
before,
last
but
17 years.
I don't think he was
Oh,
there.
He's been there forever.
This was
Has
like
he been
20
there in 17 years? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
dude,
sure.
in
he's
like
been there forever.
2014.
Yeah,
so
this was
I guess-
2014.
Oh yeah, he was definitely running
Yeah.
sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't
But-
him though. It was some other guy.
but it was just it was bonkers. I mean, it was an unruly
Can't even
amount
think.
of amplification.
Yeah.
So
What's the name of that band from Detroit? They didn't have it was just a 2-piece.
Oh,
Oh
Against the Grain. No.
no. That's another
No.
great Detroit rock band,
Yeah,
but
the White Stripes.
No.
yeah, you're referring to
Uh,
the
They're the one that girl plays drums, right?
Oh, dude. And they're great too.
yeah, they're
Okay,
great.
so this fucking 2-piece band, and I can't. Well, this name's gonna come to me,
It-
but they come walking into the fifth quarter, and it's just
Yes.
like, it's speaker stack after stack after stack
It's the
after
whole
stack,
wall.
dude.
literal wall of
It's,
sound.
and it's just a drummer and fucking guitar with
Yeah.
vocals.
Yeah.
no bass. Take
No,
note.
no, it was
God,
like
what
it was
the name
like
of that
Pot
band?
USA.
No bass. You didn't know.
Remember Pot USA? How they had like the bass guitar, like Frankenstein setup.
Yeah.
It was like a bass and a guitar at the same
Oh.
time. That's what they did, but they ran it through. I think they ran it actually through like an old Fender.
Some guys have those octavers where they
Oh,
they,
like,
they
it
run
was-
one signal to the
Yeah,
guitar and then one
yeah.
through an octaver,
It
which
was
which is cheating. You should have a bass player, but
The main
whatever.
thing is like I just don't want to carry all that stuff.
Oh man,
So
we're lazy and
yeah.
old.
I just want everybody to know that I just ruined Polly's whole night because he's gonna sit there.
Yeah, I'm
he's not gonna, he's not gonna listen to us at all. He's
No.
just we trying to remember the band name.
But man, no, dude, I've ran sound before at shows, and
Yeah.
God, man, yeah, some people just don't know how to like just turn it down.
Play to the room.
Right.
to the room, man.
Yeah.
Pull the zines down. There's an article in there in one of
Oh
the zines
yeah,
about
for
them.
sure. Yeah, there is. I think it's the second one, the Mr. Clit one.
Yeah.
Not taking that shit down on a live show. We'll figure it out.
We just played with Mr.
Beast
Cliff
in
for
the
first
field.
time.
Yeah.
Beast in the field. That's
They
the
were
name of
called
the
Beast
band.
in the Field.
Oh, night saved. Good job, Polly.
All
We'll have to
right.
hop on YouTube
Holy
and check that out.
shit.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks. Well, it just tells you how good of an impression they made on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they were really fucking good. Very impressive band.
Sounds
We
like
ju-
Beast of the Amps.
When
Yeah. Right.
the first time they got booked at the Mel, I was like, all right, so I guess we should play in the funeral now.
Yeah.
It's the end of the melody end.
Everybody bring extra underwear
Right.
because you're gonna shit your pants when you hear Beast in the Field.
It's so loud.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they were so fucking loud.
And I love a
was-
loud concert.
You go
but-
to a 150 less venue
Yeah.
and your ears are ringing for 2 days. That's
Right.
how loud they were. It was
Uh-huh.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Can I get a lighter right now?
you mentioned Mr. Clip. We just played with them for the first time at the Riot Room.
Yeah.
God, that was so much fun.
It
You
was
played
fun.
that. You played there, right, Shep?
Yes, sir.
Oh God, that was so fun. We loved that.
Yeah, we had a good time.
We haven't really got to do a lot of shows like that. So anybody who's listening or watching this could go to the Riot Room if you can. Super cool. It's
Yeah.
in Newcastle.
Hit up,
Super fun.
hit up Fred or Steph.
Yeah, the Marlows are super nice, and the cops didn't shut us down, which was sick.
They never do. They never do. I've tried.
She gave
I
us
have
she
tried.
gave us the whole spiel about how the cops never shut it down. I was like, look, we're not that dangerous anyway, so we'll
They
be,
got-
we'll be all right.
What are you talking about, man? People shit themselves.
They
when
do
hear
shit
us.
themselves when they hear us. Yeah.
They. I love
Jerry
the,
Cantrell, anti-tone.
So we were at first band. I guess I'll throw mine out and then we'll
Yeah.
move on. First band I ever played in was called Vexed.
It's a pretty cool name.
Vex. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. It
Sounds
kind of
like a
sounds like a
metal
grunge band.
Sounds like a
It
metal
actually
band.
it was kind of a grunge band. Yeah.
Grungy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a lot of covers though. We were babies. We were like 16 and 15.
Yeah.
So
At least you weren't called Direct Hit.
if Facebook and all that bullshit existed,
Yeah.
we would have been shut down because that band, there is a band from Canada. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, it's Canadian.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Canada. That's called Vex, and they're somewhat popular. I found that out much later once,
Well, there's a punk
information.
band
Well,
now called
obviously
Direct
they
Hit.
stole the name from you.
Yeah.
So
Clearly.
Clearly,
makes sense.
for sure.
You should sue them.
Well,
Just
Oh,
kidding,
look
I'm
at
not-
all
I'm
these
not-
comments.
You can sue anyone for anything. So,
It's true.
oh, we're getting some riot room. Oh, Brandon was there.
Where?
The Astrophobes. We played with them.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. They were pretty loud. They weren't the loudest thing I've ever heard, but they were pretty loud. They had orange amps too.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah!
they
Yeah.
did. Yep.
They just
We
they
were-
just played PRN. This,
Yeah, we
this
were
last
we
weekend.
were jealous of their orange amps because Chris is going to buy an orange amp at some point.
Yeah, you should buy one.
I love them.
Oh, here we go.
Don't have that kind of money.
We're always pushing Chris to
so
We are.
expensive.
amps with higher gain.
Yeah.
You can make the gain. You just can't. You can't. You gotta spend money to get that clean though. That loud, clean tone.
That's right. I got 15 watt amp, just one volume, one tone knob, and just crank that sucker.
And then you have the MXR you have,
Oh,
you have a distortion pedal, right?
The micro amp just a boost.
Yeah, micro
It's
amp,
not a
that's right. It's a
distortion,
boost,
but
yeah.
all it does is push it. That's all you need.
We could nerd out about gear, but let's not. do
Oh
that.
yeah.
You want to use
I
one
mean-
of my tube screamers?
Best amp I've ever played through is the Marshall MG15. You know that 15 watt solid state.
Crank it.
You're like
Crank those transistors up,
Shep's
baby.
cut off. Cut his mic off.
Those transistors cooking.
Oh yeah. You turn that bitch past 3. It's
That actually reminds me, like I when I played a gig in the Dojo Dogs, I showed up at this
Yeah.
bar and they were like, "Oh, you have to use our backline amp," and it was like a Marshall MG, and I was playing a Mesa Boogie at the time. I used the solid state
dude.
Marshall, and I was like,
He was so mad. I know James. He
Damn it.
must have been pissed.
Mesa's got that thick though.
"Yeah,
Ooh.
that amp got
Ooh,
stolen.
that
I-
bottom end.
that Mesa got stolen. I was so sad.
I love
Yeah.
that bottom end. Well, you know, I've been playing in basically a grunge band for 15 years.
The
Yeah.
only amp I kept from my father's collection after he passed away is this weird Line 6 amp that when you turn it on, it's like the Starship Enterprise on with like all these lights and shit. And it wants me to like tune my guitar and shit. And it tells me all these things. And I'm just like, oh, okay, you're cool. And it has like red carpet on the front. And I'm like, okay,
Whoa.
you're cool.
Hell
Does it
yeah.
remind you of the kit
I think
car
it's
a
called
little
a
bit?
Veta 2.
Yeah. Some of their early amps are weird like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't get rid of it because it's got so many lights. I like
Hell yeah.
I like
It's like a
lights.
spaceship.
I have a
That's fair.
a Line 6 bass amp, and it's got like all the craziest things, like sounds on it, like synthesizer
Yeah.
and I don't
Chorus.
even know.
Like it kind of has its own built-in
oh,
pedals,
yeah, it's-
essentially.
yeah, pretty much.
They
That's
all
cool.
have tons of effects.
It's totally all processored out.
Yeah.
I think that's what they do. They just shove a whole bunch of like, and it's got like MIDI connections and all sorts of shit on it.
Yep.
Stuff I have
Anytime
no idea how it works, and it had all these wires that I don't even know what they are called and stuff. I'm just like, okay, my dad was a guitar wizard. Whatever.
Anytime I play anything by Line 6, I turn it to the insane setting.
Insane.
There's a setting called
There's-
insane.
Brutes.
I'm gonna have to find that now.
Yeah, that's the best setting, man.
Brutal.
Insane.
It sounds like a Michael Graves
That sounds
Misfits
like
album.
the only setting I need.
Yeah, that's the setting that makes people shit themselves. That's our secret
They
setting.
should have called it the shit yourself setting.
Yeah.
They should have called it that. It's much more to the point.
It's called the brown note. You just crank it up.
The brown note.
So that reminds me of this band or this DJ, Genesis Peorage. Did you guys ever hear of him?
Mhm.
He was in a band called Psychic TV.
I like that name.
So over in the UK, he used to do like club house music,
Oh.
and he was constantly playing with frequencies underneath the music. And he found several frequencies that would make people go into seizures and shit themselves.
Oh,
He used
damn.
to like hit people. He called them his psychic disciples, and he would like, if you could stand a whole set, you were like in.
so like sub frequencies, he'd crank
Yeah,
those
he
up,
was-
yeah.
He was playing like regular music, like house music, you know,
Yeah.
like normal radio stuff, but mixed. And then he was using undertones.
And shit you
of
couldn't hear that would just
Yeah, that was just dumping people.
nice.
And I guess in the UK, they're so bored, they're like, this is a good time.
Yeah.
They're into that over there.
I think Christopher Nolan stole that trick for a lot of his movies because there's like just
He
like
does use a lot of like,
just like
boom.
droning, the slow droning all the way through, and then I have to shit halfway through the movie. So,
Can we pause this? I
well,
got
maybe because they're all 3.5 hours too, but
Right.
whatever.
Have you ever seen the third
There is that.
installment of The Dark Knight?
Yeah, that's a slog.
So, oh my god, dude,
Yeah.
the sound engineer or how they ran the sound on that. What's the Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh my god.
Batman.
That's
I'm
pretty
like,
close.
That's really accurate.
You think you can win,
Oh.
Batman?
Yeah, that's good. That's
I don't know if it was.
Wait, do the
I don't
part
know.
about what would break first, your mind or your body?
What will break first, your mind or your body?
Yes, yes. But dude, like I want. Okay, so I don't know.
That's decent.
I had a
Thank you.
Samsung Blu-ray player. I didn't watch it in theater. I actually bought it and watched it at home. Had a Panasonic TV. So I'm not gonna point fingers at the sound engineer. But when I tried to watch that movie, every time that motherfucker talked, it was like everything was shook.
Yeah,
And it made it unbearable.
It was,
And then I
yeah.
switched TVs, switched Blu-ray players, and I'm not pointing my finger at the sound engineer. It was the same fucking thing.
it's
Just
like
ruined the movie for
it's-
me.
It's
It
like
really
when they
did.
when they recorded his audio. It's like they took out any ambient noise and just put his stuff up front.
Yes.
So that there's no softening. All it's just like this, right in your face, Batman.
Just like that right there, right?
The other problem with that movie is
Pretty much.
even in the first one that Christopher Nolan did, there's like sets and it looks like Gotham. In the second one, it was like, okay,
Chicago.
it's more industrial. And the third one, it's like, it's Chicago. We're doing it in Chicago. Okay, everything's white and gray. You're welcome. There was no fun. There was no colors.
Didn't it feel like we were in Chicago today, though?
Well, yeah, today
It was so Chicago today.
Yeah.
Like all day.
I didn't
went
even
out-
think about
every
it. to
time
be
I
honest
was on
with you.
break and on
just
lunch,
cold
it
and
was
rainy
just
and gross.
cold, rainy, gross.
Yeah.
I had to I made that reel this morning and I was like, all right, I gotta summon some energy here because everything around me is telling me to be like, hey guys, it's cold, it's damp, and this is not a vagina.
It's going to
Anyway.
rain, Batman.
Bad jokes. I'm done hitting the wah wah wah.
So
button.
when I went to see The Dark Knight, #2, the second movie in that trilogy there.
Heath
The good
Ledger
one,
did.
yes.
Yeah, the good one, right?
Really good writing.
I actually went to the theater by myself and watched it. Got really baked
There you go.
beforehand.
Fixed it.
And yep, I walked in the theater. It was packed, and there was only just few seats scattered here or there or whatever. So I just walked in and sat right down in the front row, and it was at the IMAX theater.
Oh man.
So can you imagine watching The Dark Knight for the first time, and
Yeah.
you're looking up like that the whole time, and the screen is 80 feet long.
It'd
dude.
probably be
You know what I
pretty
mean?
cool. You saw,
It
you
was
saw like
cool.
a quarter of it.
But yeah, I didn't see everything.
Man,
so
Batman's feet look
later
cool in
on
this
down
one.
the road, I actually watched the movie again on DVD.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, oh,
You know
oh, I
what?
missed that too.
I want to digress, but now you've got me in a mindset. What? Okay, so now we're
This
gonna
whole
go with
podcast is
FDA. We're gonna
digression.
go with FDA rules here. So, what is FDA rules? Meaning the Federal, Drug Association. What is your? We'll start with Russell. What is your favorite experience whilst doing drugs, watching a movie?
Whilst doing drugs, watching a movie.
Whilst this is 1788.
Oh man. Well, actually, Batman in college.
Are we talking 1989?
Yeah, I
Batman?
see. I love
Keaton?
I love the first two, the Michael Keaton.
Ah,
Yeah, I
I
watched.
referenced the
so
second one earlier.
That's what I was going. I watching Danny DeVito as the Penguin while stoned was pretty sweet.
Hell yeah.
And he's great in that movie. To be clear, I love him in that movie. It's just a weird portrayal when he's got that blood dripping down his face like this. It's just love it. Yeah.
And it's black.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like black
Oh.
Yeah.
bile dripping down
Yeah.
his face. He's actually kind of scary in that movie.
Yeah,
he's an underrated actor because he makes you believe that he's a creep instead of the guy from Always Sunny. You know what I mean?
If you
Right.
read up on that film and what happened, because
Yeah.
Burton lost the deal and they ended up going with whatever on the return.
Yeah.
That's the betrayal of. Let me switch cameras here. The portrayal of that character is actually part of the reason why he lost it, because it was just so scary and dark but I loved it. And a lot of people do. But
The next two are unwatchable.
Batman and
Schumacher
Robin,
ones are unwatchable.
the Jim
Yeah,
Carrey.
not good.
But the first two
Oh man,
are tremendous. And like I was talking earlier, they're sets. It doesn't look like a city. It looks like Gotham. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It doesn't look like fucking Pittsburgh. It looks like a city. So
Did you like the newest one?
Yeah, I did. It's a slog. My fiance loved it
Oh, really?
because she loves that guy.
Did you notice on the Michael Keaton Batman the flag for Gotham City?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
No.
it's like the flag of Indiana,
it's
right?
the Indiana State flag,
Yeah,
but it
it's-
says Gotham.
They stole it. Yes.
Oh shit! Really?
I did not notice that.
I'd forgotten
Yeah.
about that, but that is true. Yeah, yeah. Not very original on their part. 'Cause I'm pretty sure.
No.
I'm pretty sure Michael Keaton's from Ohio, so that
Explains a lot. Batman Returns though. That was my first Drew Barrymore experience. Like, and I know that's kind of crazy because she's been
I guess I
acting
forgot
since
she was in that.
Since
yeah.
she was a child.
No, she's like
Well, hold
18,
on.
19 years
Yeah, she's
old.
like-
This is
yeah.
what, 94, 95?
She would have been like 19, 20. Probably.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah.
She was,
I'd never
she was
seen it.
around.
I'd never seen her in a film, but man, yeah, that always stood out to me.
well,
was
Michelle
her in
Pfeiffer
that
is
film.
Catwoman. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
And wait, hold on here.
that's rock solid.
Yeah.
I must be thinking of, is that the same film? Is that the one with Jim Carrey?
No, well, that's
No.
a different movie. Yeah, no.
Oh,
that's one. That's
Jim
one of the
Carrey was
unwatched.
in
I fucked
Forever,
up the
right?
title.
Isn't that with
That's
like
either
Mr. Freeze?
Forever.
That's either Batman
meant
and Robin or
for-
Batman Forever.
I meant
Yeah, Batman
Forever,
Forever.
which is the one with Carrey
Yes.
and Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Tommy Lee Jones as
Sorry.
Two-Face is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
That movie was fucking horrible.
That movie sucks,
Yeah.
but is that the
I
one
was
with
the
Clooney?
perfect age for it, though.
Is that the one with Clooney?
Oh god,
No,
that
that's
was
Batman and
horrible.
Robin.
Yeah, so it's Val
I
Kilmer. in
hated that
one.
so
Yeah,
bad.
Val Kilmer.
I didn't understand anything about what they were trying to do visually.
No,
with that
it's
movie
it's
at
like
all.
a mess. That whole movie.
Oh god,
It's like a salad of color. Just all over
Clooney
the
was
place.
Batman once, and Val Kilmer was Batman once, right?
Yes, correct.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Michael Keaton was twice, and then Christian Bale,
Christian Bale. And then what's
Robert Pattinson.
Robert
is the new
Pattinson.
one.
And you know what's funny is when they picked him, there was this backlash.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
you only picked him. It's like, bro, watch his other fucking movies.
The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse,
Dude.
man, that movie, that
Oh,
movie's so
Pattinson
that
weird.
is the truth. He's a
That's
great
a hard.
actor.
That's a hard watch.
That's a
It
trip.
is.
That's
It
a
is.
trip.
He's a good actor, and he's good in that. I mean, Twilight is ridiculous, but you know, he's very when he actually gets to act and not just be a weirdo. He's a good actor, and that movie's worth a look. It's kind of weird, but it's worth a look.
Now, what's the base of that movie? Because I've seen too many to remember.
It's like him and Willem Dafoe are like in this lighthouse together, and they slowly just go crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I've seen it.
it's a hard
yeah,
watch.
that was
literally
fond of
what
me,
happens
lobster,
to
aren't you?
anybody when they hang out with William Dafoe.
yes. Now, didn't that guy who directed that also do The Witch? with-
Yes, that's fantastic.
that movie is
that movie.
fucked
man.
up though.
That's a great movie, though.
That's a scary movie
Slow
though.
burn.
And on
Hey, Rich loves you guys.
Hey, Rich.
Rich is
we love Rich.
What a
What
great
up?
guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich, when are we having lunch? I think I owe him lunch.
You guys always get Indian food, right?
Yeah, or Mexican food. Me and Rich both live on the west side, so we hang out.
Mm.
Oh, the Witch. People love the Witch. Apparently, maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe
Did
I
you
should like
see,
the Witch.
Is that one with the Black Robert or whatever?
Black Phillip.
Black Phillip.
The goat, yeah.
That was a great one. I loved
Yeah,
that.
that one
It
was like
good.
really got under my skin. And then
That's a hard-
slow burn. It's a slow
Yeah.
burn
Yes.
movie.
Hereditary. Did you see
Oh, dude, yes,
No.
yes.
that's the
Love
same
that
same
movie.
director.
I one of my
think.
things. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's got to be.
No, I think it's the same guy.
It is for
as The
sure.
Witch.
Those movies are dark
Absolutely.
as shit.
I went and
Yeah.
watched The Witch because of Hereditary, pretty much.
Yeah, they're both really, really good.
The Witch I thought was good, but Hereditary for me, like when I left the theater, and this is how I know I just watched a really good film, is I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me think this through again. I'm like, is there another showing? Because it just had my brain racked because of just how it ended. I don't want to spoil it,
Yeah,
but because a lot of people just don't watch horror. They don't. A lot of people just don't, and it should get more respect. But I'd say that maybe it shouldn't because there's so many of them.
If you like horror movies, have you seen Midsummer?
Oh, yeah,
dude, you
and
with
that's
the
the same.
fucked
That's
up
the same
movies, man.
director.
Yeah,
You're just rolling them out. You're just
All right,
rolling them
so
out.
that was a great-
fantastic. Yeah.
See, that one I like slightly less than Hereditary,
But-
just because I thought it was so preposterous at a certain point.
Well,
Because they're like, oh, we're just a peaceful cult.
We
who-
are just a
who
commune.
just bash people's heads in with a giant hammer and throw them off a cliff. Yeah,
Spoilers.
what? It's
We are just a
right.
simple commune.
like when they.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
when
If
they-
you haven't
sorry.
seen Midsummer,
Oh, it's been
Come
sort of like
on.
3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
or whatever. But like they throw that couple off the cliff, and then like I literally laughed, and they came out with the hammer. It was like Bugs Bunny or Tom and Jerry. They're like, you're gonna smash your skull with it.
Came out with an anvil, an Acme anvil, and dropped it on his head.
Like the Colts anvil.
I've seen a lighter.
No, after I watched that, I was all weirded out, and I went in our basement,
Perfect.
and my wife had like a scarecrow decoration for fall,
Ah!
like turned around, so it was like
Still
facing
going.
the other way, had no face, and it was like on the floor. I'm like, what the hell is that?
And you shit your pants.
Yeah, that's where I got the idea for the audience shitting their pants.
But see, the thing about horror movies is the horror fans are so much more rabid
Yes.
than any other genre. Like, there's not like drama, like nerds that are like,
Yeah.
I fucking love dramas, man.
Yeah.
Or
No.
like, I live for rom-com, man.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Right.
it's the horror
Not-
people.
not to that
but the horror
extent,
people will
no.
go to like conventions and stand in line
Exactly.
all
Yeah,
day,
absolutely.
Dress up,
to like
yeah.
There's no
shake
Hugh
the
Grant
second
convention.
Candyman's hands and shit
Right.
like that.
Yeah, I get autographs from like weird killer from movies.
Dude who wore a
actors.
mask like the entire movie, but they're like, "That's me with him." It's like he's
Sure.
not even wearing the mask.
So, like the
All
the
right, so-
the guy who like he played the kid Jason in like Friday
Yes.
the 13th.
Shout out to Horror Hound and Days of the Dead.
Yeah, he goes to Horror
Yeah.
Hound.
Yeah, like he does does signings and everything. You'd never know it was him anyway. I
Yeah.
could say I was.
Where he
that
comes
kid.
up out of the water, that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Corey?
he was in the movie for like 5 seconds.
Probably
I mean,
less.
hey, you got to make a living somehow.
3
that's
frames
true.
of the movie.
I would do it.
Yeah, I'm not judging.
Right. But yeah, like horror fans would be like, "Fuck yeah, I'll stand in line for 5 hours to meet that dude,"
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what's the weird one is that Hush.
and then do it.
Right.
You guys seen the movie Hush? It was on
No.
Netflix for a minute.
So-
It's a. I love movies like this where there are literally 2 characters in the movie. There's the killer and the lady in her house. That's it. That's the whole movie. So it's just tension the entire for like just 2 hours of tension.
Mm.
It's a good
It's
movie.
like the call is coming from inside the house.
So
It is a little like that.
I want to bump in real quick here.
Yeah.
We've got Mike Mankey blowing us up right now
up,
about
Mike?
a show
Hey, Mike.
at the Melody Inn tonight for the Ghosts Abroad, Ripple Pass, a Melody Inn Xmas Bash.
Love it.
And we actually, I had 2 different people try to convince me to have this show shot in the back of the Mel
Oh, dude.
because everybody's gonna be there.
I mean, like, are you talking like the PBR garden, the
the lounge,
room,
the
PBR
lounge. Yeah.
It's got a door. I mean, we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
lock people
we
out.
could do that sometime.
Yeah,
That'd
we
be fun.
We could have totally done that, but I'm lazy.
yeah. fair
And
enough.
And there's
probably-
a
requires
it
a
takes a
lot.
lot of
Oh,
equipment
so
to
much.
put this on.
Right.
They actually kind of witnessed that because I had to get everything set up,
we did.
and I was super late.
It was a touch manic.
So,
it was
yeah.
a little manic.
Drug free, alcohol free. They watched me run around here like I was on the best crack you've ever imagined.
I was gonna ask
It
what
is
crack you
rather
were on.
entertaining if you can
Right.
sit back and watch it. But sometimes
We offered to help. We just would have no way of helping. So
Right, because it's like it is a knowledge thing. It's like you got to know
Yeah.
the stuff. So, but yeah, Mike. No, I'm not going to the Mel. Anyways,
have fun though. Oh, there we go.
Jerica
right.
says
Jerry's
she can't-
chiming in. What's up, Jerry?
She says she can't wait.
So,
wait
right
to read Mike's
before-
new article.
I did actually almost shit my pants recently.
Nice,
Um,
really?
Were you
Yes.
watching us
Were you at
perform?
our show?
No. So I had never done the VR virtual reality thing.
Yeah,
But like maybe 3 years ago, I had stopped in at like a flea market type of deal. And I was just walking around through the inside of this building. And in one of the booths, I found like a VR headset for like $3.50. So I was like, okay, well, I'll buy it. And then I took it home and never fucking opened it. You know, I just sat it down on bed and I was fucking going through some shit a few weeks back and I found it. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this, you know? And I downloaded this fucking horror game.
Oh no.
Yeah, right. And everything
I
was
could not
going
do
cool.
that.
I got everything all set up. It took me a minute to figure out what the hell, how to even make shit work, this and that. And, you know, room goes black and you can see, you know, you can't see the walls to the sides of you very well. And you can spin around the whole 9 yards, right? And I'm just kind of going through this fucking empty, old, creepy ass looking house. And out of nowhere, this like zombie looking thing like pops out directly in front of me. I mean, it got me good,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh.
And I watch a lot of horror movies, you know, so it's
Sure.
not, I don't jump like that. very often, but I was rather impressed
He
with
got jump
this.
scared by the VR.
I
headset.
did, man. I got just shit scared out of
Do
me.
Like an 11-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real stuff.
Like me
man.
watching The Visit.
And like fucking 13-year-old kids who've been on that shit for 2 years now are like, dude, you're lame.
Right.
You got jump scared.
jumped.
You got jumped.
It's not even scary.
Yeah, it doesn't even phase me
That's okay.
anymore.
Yeah.
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 I will tell you right
I
now.
weep for the younger generation.
I have watched
Right.
so many horror movies. I own a ton of horror movies, and I don't give a fuck. I literally will still jump.
Oh yeah.
Bruh. My
Dude,
my.
I don't give a fuck.
yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's. I can't finish that fucking game.
Have you ever seen
no.
Crossroads with Britney Spears?
Oh, wonderful.
I love it. I'm gonna admit something on the podcast tonight. I fucking love Britney Spears.
Oh my god, who doesn't?
One of
She's
the one of the
best.
first posters I put on my wall when I was a kid.
But whoever said that she's punk rock, you're fucking crazy. Quit, put the
That
meth
was
down.
me. By the way.
Put the meth
Oh,
down.
that was
okay.
me.
She's not punk rock. Never has been. She's a product of the music environment.
Yeah.
The punkest
She still
thing
doesn't
ever-
give a fuck though.
I know, and
No,
that's great.
yeah.
That's great, and we love her for it. But she has nothing to do with us.
She did shave her head once.
When I reference it, I'm speaking of the idea of not
attitude.
giving a fuck. Yeah.
I think that's actually the fact that she's just been controlled so long that
Yeah.
any person would rage at her point.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. I mean,
she's
Justin
in her
Timberlake
like
kind
what
of put her in
30s
a,
and just got out from her parents' thumb. Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
be like, "Fuck you" to the whole
Remember when
world.
she shaved her fucking head because she thought she was gonna get drug tested
That was kind of hot.
and she was losing her fucking mind?
That's when I was the most into her.
There's a lot of faces of Britney Spears that are very relatable to the punk energy or not giving a fuck.
Yeah, but you would have to
mentality.
definitely say that she's basically bubblegum pop.
I mean, she married a
She's
Burger
bubblegum
King
pop.
cook when she was worth like, I don't know, $50 million to $70 million. So
It feels like
She
we
didn't give a
stumbled
fuck.
onto something here. It feels like this
I'm
is an ongoing
I'm
discussion.
standing up for my opinion. That's all that is. I love Britney.
I just have a strange opinion about Britney Spears. That's all.
She's always had money though. So to be fair, she's always had, she started young. She was on the Mickey Mouse thing. Didn't she do the what's that show?
What is the Bombcats' opinion about Britney Spears?
Well, we already
I
know
don't know.
Russell's.
I don't know. I don't know that we have a formal
No
opinion.
official position. Our drummer's not here to
Right.
just yeah.
Colin's probably banging her if I had to guess.
Is she Colombian?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
No.
I think she's fine. I don't know. Like, I don't have strong opinion, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna embarrass myself again.
Yeah.
When I was like 10,
That's right.
that was one of the first CDs that I bought.
Oh,
Nice.
The Britney
Homie.
Spears first
Shep
album.
too.
Oh, can I tell the story? I know it's your podcast, but I do have an excellent fucking
Go
story.
for it, buddy. It's really your guys'
What-
podcast.
no, this is your podcast. Believe me, this is yours. But
Later,
I'll
we'll
make it
ask you
fast
about
as I can.
drugs and sex and all
That's
the
fine.
good shit.
I was 14. My parents, they ran a newspaper and they would print it in Norwalk, Ohio. And I went up there, got lost, went to a CD store, record store, whatever you want to call it. This is 97 or 98. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. I had a choice. I had money. My parents weren't around. Really, my dad wasn't around. My mom was already in Indiana at this point. But I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music. But I had a choice. I saw the new Britney Spears album and I saw the new Offspring album. And I had to make a choice. I had to choose between the two. And
Chose Britney Spears.
I chose the Offspring.
Oh, that's what did it.
And then my mom got me the Britney Spears album like 6 months later for
Wait,
Christmas.
which Offspring
Because
album
you
was
asked
it?
for it.
That's right.
Wait, which Offspring album?
It would have been Americana. Yeah. It was like 98.
That was a pretty shit album, wasn't it?
No, it's great.
What was on that one?
Fuck, man. Pretty Fly for a White Guy. It had the Beatles cover that they got sued for.
They did a Beatles cover?
They got sued, but
My
The Beatles aren't
friend's got
traditionally
a
litigious.
girlfriend and he hates that bitch. We better not get copyright hit for that.
yeah, you just got demonetized.
Hit it. Wah, wah,
Hit the button.
But I think my favorite song on that album is the Kids Aren't Alright.
Yeah, that is the
Oh,
best
yeah.
song on that album
Yeah.
for sure.
Good video too. Good music video.
Isn't that guy like a?
Might have been 98
he's
or
like
99.
Super smart. He's
I don't
like a molecular biologist.
The guitar player Noodles?
Yeah.
No, not is it
No,
Noodles?
it's the singer. The singer. Guy.
Singer's Noodles.
No, you're thinking
Dexter-
of Boston.
No, I thought he was like.
I'm
super
talking
smart.
No,
about-
guitar
I think-
player
I
is
think you're
the
right. Him
fucking
and the guy from
genius.
Bad Religion are both like professor level
Yeah.
educated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some punks have brains.
Now I gotta know, like, what is his name? I thought it was
Dexter.
some of them.
Dexter's the lead singer, so Noodles is the guitar player.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, Noodles is the one with the hair.
Brain cells tonight,
with
not
the
the
hair.
hair.
Dude with
I
the
swear
hair.
to God, I have not been smoking weed. Speaking of,
That's just
A long-
bad for you, man.
a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, we're supposed to ask Chris, what is your favorite experience watching a film while on FDA non or possibly approved drugs, not excluded Mountain Dew or LSD?
Movie specific.
Yeah. Okay. You said my favorite,
Experience.
Best one.
best one.
Midweek.
Yeah. Probably Suspiria, original Suspiria.
Ooh.
First time
The
I watched
older
it.
one?
Yeah, the older one.
Damn.
This before they did before they did the remake.
Yeah.
But
Deep dive.
because I like that movie is a little awkward to follow even when you're sober.
I don't know that movie. What is it?
It's a Italian horror film.
Psychological thriller, right?
Chris
Yeah.
exclusively watches Central European.
I do
horror
watch a
films.
lot of Italian horror.
Right.
They're stylish.
So you're
what
like
can
a
I
big
say?
Fellini fan.
Yeah.
Some of the women.
What's his name? Yeah, I said stylish. What I meant was gorgeous women. So yeah, and it's Argento's. He's the guy who directed Suspiria.
Yeah, I like
So,
that cheese.
Those films are, I mean, I said horror. Like they're visually stunning. Just even I don't know the terms, but it's like even the blood is like overexposed, so it's really bright, and they use a lot of stained glass and shadows and everything like that. So yeah, watching that on high, just the story didn't matter.
On
It was
stuff.
so like the visuals are so stunning to it, and yeah, that was enjoyable.
Said
About that way.
here, Alana says it came out in 77.
Yeah,
So it was probably made for you to be on drugs. And
I guarantee
I'd have
you.
to assume.
Again, like
yeah,
the soundtrack,
totally makes sense.
yeah, it's like I don't think it was. I don't think Goblin did the soundtrack for. Is it Dawn of the Dead or Day of the Dead?
Goblin.
A goblin? They got a goblin to do it?
The band Goblin. They were like a
Oh,
synth
yeah.
Oh,
band.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I remember him.
But I don't think they did Suspiria, but it was similar. So like that, yeah, that kind of synth music
Kraftwerk.
and yeah, you're right. It was,
We were in
I
the Goblins.
honestly it was meant to be watched.
We are the goblins.
So, it worked.
The new goblins.
we had some goblins on the podcast like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's right, we did.
You had some goblins in the studio?
yeah.
That's got to be the longest
They were-
podcast.
they were
in
trying to sell
history,
us
right?
rocks
Yeah, they were
the
trying to
entire
sell us
time.
rocks. It was really weird. with
That
the
is
rocks.
8
hours.
She's still trying to sell them damn rocks. So buy them damn rocks. So she doesn't
They-
try to sell
They
them.
left some
I
rocks
think I
here.
owe. I think I
I think
owe
they just
Whisper like $1 worth of rocks.
$1 worth of rocks.
or I owe her $1 for.
I
you guys-
want my $2.
So you guys bought rocks on credit, is what I'm hearing?
Yeah, on a live
Basically.
podcast, we were buying rocks,
Buying
hanging out with
rock.
goblins.
I accidentally bought crack rock. One
Shooting
time.
rock.
I returned it.
You returned it.
What was,
I had the
how
guy,
was their
I had the guy
policy?
I had the guy who got it return it. I was like, dude, that's not weed. And he was like, what do we do? I was like, you go back up to that fucking house. You tell him this is the wrong shit.
That's the basis for a Big
Yeah.
Gorgeous song.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crack in her hand.
Yep.
She doesn't understand.
I love that song too,
Yeah.
man. It's so catchy too.
That was
right?
one of the. I had
is.
no clue going into that show what was going to happen, and then they started, and
Same.
I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I love it.
Mhm.
wild.
You guys are
It was
bananas.
amazing.
But the
I-
goblins aren't trying to sell you crack. They're literally just trying to sell you like straight up fucking rocks.
Just rocks, yeah. Just
I think they
granular.
Pick, I think
material.
they pick rocks up outside of here and just trying to show us our own fucking rocks.
Chef's rocks.
That'd be the best business model ever. I mean, you just
found rock
I
industries.
found this.
The whole earth is your fucking inventory.
Right.
How many rocks do we have? Planet 20.
Yeah.
A lot more where that came from.
Actually, I have a better business plan. You know what there's more of than rocks? Water.
So you're gonna sell water. Interesting. There's
There's
some
so much
competition.
water.
There's some competition.
It's
for
a
that.
little salty, but
Oh,
you
yeah, a
know.
lot of it's really salty, so
Yeah,
you got to desalinate.
I guess
that
you
shit.
could go with grains of sand. If you, I guess it. I don't
Well,
know.
actually, there's a granular shortage, so
Oh, is there
That's
now?
some construction talk for you.
Okay, so let's digress. Let's digress.
My bad.
Let's head over to James. James, what is the best
Movie drug combo.
Now picture this, if you will. James Williams living in Bloomington, drinking exclusively IPAs.
What is the-
and smoking
Yeah.
weed all day?
what is the best drugs you've watched while experiencing movies?
I used to this was my ritual. I would smoke pot and watch Fellowship of the Ring on mute. And
On mute.
on mute.
Oh.
And I would loop guitar tracks and play over them.
Oh, okay.
And I would do that for 7 hours at a time.
You made your,
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Oh my god!
And are you surprised he's the lead guitar player of our band?
So
Right.
it's really cool because Fellowship of the Ring extended edition is 3.5 hours long.
So you
But
just
can
run it twice.
Go through the
It's
movie
longer.
twice.
It's got to be longer.
You just
than
run
that.
it twice.
It's really longer.
Bro,
But
That's what she said.
bro, tell me you listen to Yes without telling me you listen to Yes.
I actually don't.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my
but
God.
I'm definitely
Steve Howe?
Well, you'd fucking love them because they write songs about talking trees and hobbits and fucking shit like that.
I like
Well, he
prog,
says
the prog
mute.
thing. I got I love Pink Floyd and I got into Tool, but yes, not yet.
You don't like the source
Deep
material?
in the prog
Is what
hole,
you're
you'll find
saying?
yourself awash in King Crimson, wondering
I
what's
like
King
happened
Crimson.
to you.
Yeah, King Crimson's cool.
47 people in this band over the years.
We're huge into Spinal Tap,
Oh, yeah.
and our drummer
It's
is
const-
not.
It's
So
constant.
he despises us.
Yeah, he's not a fan.
So
It's
you guys
constant.
gonna get a 12-inch high Stonehenge made or something? for the
Exactly.
stage?
It's been discussed.
It says right here, 12 inches.
He probably
not your
doesn't
job
like.
to be as
He probably
confused
doesn't
as
like the
Nigel
movie.
is.
Sorry.
No, it's cool,
You're
man.
good.
No, he hates the movie because we talk about it all the time. Yeah, that's why. He
I
hates
figured he hated it because everybody in that film is more sexist than he is. So.
it. What's wrong with being sexy? Yeah. No, we just quote it constantly, so he's totally over it.
Yeah, feel bad.
But
for
he's
him.
not here, so fuck him. So
Well,
we're
I'm
gonna
not
talk
gonna
about it.
stop
I was
doing
gonna
it,
say,
though.
doesn't
Yeah,
show
you
up
guys, this is the day.
doesn't show up for interviews.
You
What do
can
you
talk
expect?
about it all night.
The answer is none more
Right.
black.
You,
Well,
you worked that into a Facebook comment not too long ago.
That's how I
can't-
roll,
I
baby.
can't remember what it was, but I was like, yeah, I give you a like.
That's how I roll, dude. It's all Spinal Tap all the time. We'll even watch Mighty Wind. We'll even throw on some Waiting for Guffman.
That's the show.
Wayne says we need to watch something called Get Crazy.
Get crazy.
Get
It's
crazy.
the bomb diggity.
I've never seen that movie.
Bomb diggity.
I've never heard of it either. So
We'll have to check that out. We were
thank
talking.
you, Wayne.
Thanks,
I'm a big
Wayne.
fan of
Okay.
Walk Hard, though.
Oh
yeah.
dude.
Come on.
That's one of my favorites.
Get out of here, Dewey.
Yeah, that's the
You
best.
don't want no
That's
part
the
of this
best.
shit.
They walk in on. Is it Elvis or the Beatles?
It's
that they walk in on?
non-addictive.
Yeah,
It takes
It's the
all your
cheapest drug
bad
there is.
feelings
I don't
and
know.
turns them into
It sounds-
good feelings.
it's a nightmare. That's such a great movie.
Yes, it's Judd Apatow, right? Or however you pronounce his last Apatow.
Apatow.
Yeah, it is. It's gotta be.
Okay.
He did semi pro too.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Oh, dude, the scene where they're sitting around playing cards or whatever, and he's like, "I ain't no jive turkey." I love that bit too. Or when
He
they,
just said you like to suck cock. That's all he said about you. Yeah, I love that movie.
yes,
We got a
Rock
comment.
and Roll High School
Yeah.
comment on there, huh?
what's
So
that?
Hey.
Riff Randall's in that one.
Riff Randall with Marky in the.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's her and Marky and Joey in the convertible driving around L.A. Well, it's supposed
What
to
are
be
you? What are you talking about?
Rock and Roll High School.
Oh,
Your comment on here
okay.
about rock and roll.
Oh, that's the
oh,
Misfits
okay.
movie, right?
Ramones.
Oh, okay, my bad.
They couldn't get the Misfits to make a movie. It was
That's
too much
Pet
work.
Sematary.
Too much work.
Are we gonna talk
Not-
about Dee Dee Ramone's solo
Rap career.
rap career?
We can if you want. Shep, are you into it?
I definitely
We're
want
all-
to
we're all
talk about
super
this.
into it.
You guys-
no,
you guys
hold
into
on.
Dee Dee King?
Okay, hold on.
We're
wait a second.
halfway through the show.
No, yes,
we,
that sounds amazing.
Did he say
Man.
Dee Dee Ramone's?
we had to stick to the material,
Yes.
guys. All right. Hold on.
My bad.
Polly,
I've
what's
slid
the
into a
best
different
sex you ever
dimension.
had while you were supposed to be watching a movie while you were maybe on drugs?
Sex movie.
I'm just
Maybe.
kidding.
He's added some
What's
extra
best?
bits.
What's the best, like your
Oh,
favorite
man.
experience whilst watching a movie and possibly on FDA approved or non approved drugs? Coffee counts.
Coffee does
You
count.
don't have to admit to doing drugs on this podcast.
Caffeine counts.
Caffeine is a drug.
It is a drug. Yes.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
Almost
Um,
everything's a drug there. It's like porn.
I don't
like,
know.
What's not porn? the wind blowing on the back of your neck on a
I can't
nice
really think
straight
cold
feeling
day
of
is
a
porn.
movie per se.
Did you just
but
say what's not porn?
Pretty
He
much.
did say that.
If you look up the definition of porn, it's
Little
so
House on the
bland.
Prairie.
To some people, no.
Jesus fuck.
That's pioneer porn.
Well, for me, when I hear
Oh
"Good
fuck.
night, John Boy," I don't know. I get a little aroused.
All right, you win. Everything's
That's a bad
porn.
joke.
Everything's porn.
God
right?
damn it.
Paulie's also dodging the question right now.
no, I'm not. Everybody's just talking.
He's thinking real hard.
No, I mean,
7 mics,
so
6
it's
mics.
like, yeah, right. I mean, that's real
6
shit
mics,
right there. Honestly, I can't think of a movie, but I can tell you what I was doing during Reggie Miller's final home game.
What's that?
I was knocking the bottom out of it on the fucking carpet because it was the last day we were in the place, so we literally just fucking carpet washed
Knocking
all the
bottom
carpets.
out of it. He was
Just washed all
delivering
the
it
carpet.
downtown, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we, moving out of the rental and had just fucking washed the carpets up all nice for the landlord and shit.
And so
Dang.
you were
And-
like, well, the
And
carpets,
yeah, I
you
fucking
just
had-
looked at her and you're
just
like,
left them.
hey, babe,
Fuck it, it is
the
what it
carpets
is.
are clean.
Let's
And she
go.
was like,
You know?
yeah, no, the carpets are
just-
clean. Yeah.
It was just something that happened,
knocking
man.
the bottom out of it.
Yeah.
Did you get your deposit back?
Nope.
Oh fuck, man.
High five.
Well done.
High five.
Well done.
What about you, Peter? What you got? Best movie drug experience combo. It's-
FDA approved.
I don't really like movies because I fall asleep during most of them. They're pretty boring to me.
you like TikTok, don't you? It's fast, it's quick,
Yeah, that's
to the
it.
point.
Yeah. I've snorted a lot of things and watched TikTok.
Hopefully, it was made in China.
watching some Paige Sporonic
I
videos.
think-
Like
This one time I was tripping on LSD and my friends were like, let's watch The Cell. And then
Oh no, The Cell with Jennifer Lopez.
my goth girlfriend at the time, her name was Dina. She was dementia cadaver, if you remember the cadavers. She goes back into the bedroom to like take a nap because the LSD is like blah blah blah. So I go back to check on her and I walk back into the room where they're all watching The Cell, and I have this like look of horror on my face, and everybody's on LSD, and they all like turn and look at me, and I go, "You'll understand. I had to fucking kill her." And they were like, "Whoa!" And then Dina comes walking out, and she's like, "What's everyone talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, kind of trick people out." That was fun. But so there's movies, LSD, and sex and shit all in one.
So
I had to think about that one for a second though. I was like, when was the best combo of those things?
I've had like 5 hours to think about this.
Oh, so you set us up.
Oh no,
You've been thinking about it
No,
all
so
day.
actually, it was
Typically
probably
how it
somewhere
goes.
between Chris and Jeremy. James, God damn it. Sorry,
I thought you were talking about somebody.
slipped right
Somebody
through.
else.
who the fuck's Jeremy?
It's like
It's our new lead
It's a real
guitarist.
damn thing.
might be replaced.
Yes.
No,
You're out.
I promise you're not.
We need more Jerry Cantrell tones.
Peter Graves is now the new lead guitarist
All right.
for the Bombcats. No, sorry, man, it slipped.
You heard it here
Uh,
first.
I know the pentatonic scale.
So,
that's all I
I
got.
was sitting there trying to think of like
That's
my
pretty good.
favorite like drug movie combo, and it kind of hit me. It was like, you know what? I've got a good story about a movie that I watched that I was not on drugs for, but I assure
Did
you,
just change the shit
by the end of the film, I not even the halfway through
drugs
the film,
and movies together, Shep. You started this.
I
Come on.
know, but dude, I had to tell you this story. It's not a story about a girl, all right, who cried a river and drowned the whole world. It's actually, this is true. I watched him. I got out of work at like 10 o'clock. This is back when I worked at Domino's, and it was solo night. I wasn't hanging out. I wasn't partying. It was like a Friday, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to watch a new movie. So I went to fucking Blockbuster and I picked up this movie. I'd never heard of it, never seen
That's
it.
a place
Just came out.
where you used to have to go to rent videos, kids.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't know, especially under the
Never
age of
forget.
47.
There's only one left, and it's an Airbnb.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Holy
Probably.
shit.
It's in Oregon.
I hope to God it's haunted. That would be so dope. Anyways, and at least halfway through the film, somewhere in there, I was like, dude, this is tweaking me the fuck out. And that movie is called Spun.
Oh yeah.
I was
I saw that
straight
movie.
sober, not a drop of alcohol, no drugs, no nothing. And I was like that movie was directed and shot in such a way. It was just
That you felt spun.
I felt spun, and I didn't even know what meth was, bro, because that movie came out when I was like 21.
That's crazy. That's awesome. So
It
if
was-
you want to feel like you're on drugs, go get that movie.
The best fucking movie drug experience I've ever had was the second time I watched fucking Anchorman. Okay.
And you were like
I got
super high.
I hated Anchorman. I went and watched it in theater. I
Okay.
fucking hated it. I almost walked out. I hated it so much because I did not understand it. And they started singing, and I was like mad.
Yeah.
And then my roommate at the time rented it and talked me into watching it. We smoked blunts, and
That helps.
I fucking loved it. And the reason why that's important to me, or why that has to be number one, is because now, fast forward, I was in my early 20s then, but really I was probably closer to 12, 13 years in maturity. And, it made that movie for me. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, but
I love Lamp.
I love Lamp.
Excellent.
Yeah. Great
You
film.
really love Lamp?
Most quotable. Probably one of the most quotable movies of all time, for sure.
Super quotable.
Can't think of one right now.
Of course.
Of course.
You might want to lay low for a while.
Oh
Brent.
no! So my youngest sister Stephanie and I, we used to do these things where we would bounce off each other. We used to party back in the day, before we had kids, and she would say something to me. She would say something to me, and automatically I was like, "Oh, here we go!" And I would say just the right thing. And she would always respond, "I will smash your face into a car windshield and take your mother, Dorothy Mantooth, out for a nice seafood dinner and never call her again."
Never call her again.
And I would say, "Dorothy Mantooth is a saint." Or we would switch it, but love you, Steph. I actually get to hang out with her. It's almost Christmas. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. By the way, shout out to our sponsors at Naptown Punk. Look out. It's coming. Jonathan's he's gonna put out a zine coming soon. Shout out to our sponsors at Punk Rock Night. Now is the time. I'm gonna play the video. Yes, it's time. As soon as I pull it up, and everybody's like, "Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna?"
Looking for something to do Saturday night? Do you like punk rock? Well, look no further. Every Saturday night is Punk Rock Night at the Melody Inn. The best local, regional, and touring acts hit the stage every Saturday for an amazing time. Check punkrocknight.com for details, or follow us on all the social medias to get weekly updates on what's going on. Doors are 8 p.m. Shows start at 9 p.m. It's a bar, folks, so you have to be at least 21 to join in on the fun. And hey, there's free parking. Plus, every Thursday we present the Peer In Live feed show, where we talk about last week's show, preview this week's show, and announce all the big things we have coming up. Punk Rock Night, a proud sponsor of Chopped Liver.
That's amazing. I love that video. I really do.
Damn. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. So, dying question, James. Who's the love of your life?
Come
I'm
on,
sorry.
James,
Speak
speak
up.
up.
I can't hear you.
It's pillow talk, man.
It's pillow talk. Oh snap! That is such a great fucking reference. Oh shit! I gotta go back.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
You know what to do.
What button?
Jesus Christ.
I like Pillow James.
I worked the board for one night and you forgot what button to hit.
What
here?
button
Come on,
am I
there's
hitting?
a laugh track on there.
Oh, god damn it!
That was so
It's like the
late.
honeymooners now.
Hey!
You know, it's funnier because we fucked up.
The ghost of Peter Graves, man. Dude, that was there were people.
I'm still
commenting
alive, motherfucker.
No. The beginning of the show, there were people commenting like, "What just happened?" And then like, whatever. I don't know if it was because of how perfect. I was like, and my favorite ghost in the studio tonight, Peter Graves, and you bust through the door like it's a sitcom fucking television show.
Good timing. Huh?
Yeah, that was beautiful, man. It was perfect timing. It was great.
I was trying to not die on the way over.
Do we want to discuss our favorite drug experiences, or do we want to move on to the next chapter of the show?
What's next? Sex or paranormal?
I think we're gonna skip sex.
Just skip sex with
We
the
kind of
Bombcats.
sort
we
of
skipped sex.
touched that one already. So
Yeah, we kind of touched it.
Our
Yeah.
experiences as a band skipped sex too.
We're not noted for our female appeal.
Yeah, Monday morning, I guess, because I always, my brain does.
Oh,
things.
then I can be in the band.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
was like,
Oh,
I
fuck
spoke
You'll
with-
crush in the band, dude.
I spoke with the band, and they assured me that no pussies were harmed during the creation of their music or any of
Exactly.
their live shows.
That is accurate.
Join us live at 7 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter for that bomb ass pussy. No, that's not what it said. It was a bomb. It was a $sign, and then a cat symbol. But
Yes.
if you love early 2000s hip hop or Ti to be exact,
Love T.I.
bomb ass pussy.
You can have whatever you like.
I was for sure like when I hit post, I was like, well, if I get canceled, I still have a day job.
Yeah.
It's all good
For now.
I'll have to quit my bands, stop doing child labor, but I'm gonna say it. And I didn't even say shit. It was symbols. I'm not Egyptian. All right. So you read it how you want to read it.
Mr.
Speaking of,
Hieroglyphic.
Hieroglyphic. That's right. I mean, isn't it ironic though? That's where we're
We
headed.
speak in codes the
We're
computers
going
don't know.
back.
what
We've
we're
reverted.
saying.
Maybe the Egyptians were actually way more advanced than us.
The
And they
Egyptians were
moved
graffiti
past,
artists.
like actual
Individual
written
words.
language, and they moved on to hieroglyphics like we are right now.
Nah, Shep. The Egyptians were graffiti artists writing on objects they found from a much later ancient culture.
Okay.
I know where this guy's
Okay.
going.
Okay.
That shit, they just found it and were like, oh, if I put my
I did
name
not
on
know
it,
this.
I made
Is
it.
somebody writing this down? Oh yeah, it's recorded.
Yeah, Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock. They wrote it down.
You motherfucker.
Can I-
Bazinga!
Can I tell on the band for our experiences with the ladies?
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's
Cool.
where we're at. We're at the sex part of the show, man.
So-
Oh,
we
wait,
did a
brown
gig
chicken.
in Louisville
Oh no.
at the 3rd Street Dive. If anyone's ever been there, it's a great place. And the bartender was let's say she was a busty young lass. Is that fair to say,
Busty?
James?
She
Yeah,
had
yeah,
beautiful
that's-
long red hair.
Yeah, she had red hair.
In a way.
Young lass.
Hey,
okay.
can I get that lighter? You're holding?
So we finished our
Uh-oh.
set.
Oh,
busted.
it's over, dude.
Oh, the fucking
Busted.
perfect run is over.
It's done.
Hi,
There it
Steph.
is.
We can't wait to be back either.
The
See your comment.
dynasty.
Yeah. The Marlows are the best.
Yeah.
So anyway, we finished our show at the 3rd Street Dive, and we're standing outside, and the bartender comes out, and she comes over to James, and she says, "So what are you guys doing tonight? Are you guys gonna go out or?" And James goes, "Nah, we're gonna go back to the Airbnb."
I was
And she's like, "So what are you guys doing tomorrow?" And it's like, "We got a show in Cincinnati tomorrow." And he just walked away from her.
I'm like, nah, we're on tour. Leave me alone. Like, I ended up choosing a gas station chicken salad
That is-
sandwich that night. And I was totally single at the time too.
He was the only one in the band who was single at the time.
Yeah, I was. This is before I met my
Jesus.
now wife.
Yeah.
You guys failed hard on that one.
Yeah, it was bad.
We biffed it.
Sorry, guys.
So,
No, the lighter.
so wait a second. Who settled on the chicken sandwich? And she was. Are you the one that walked away from the?
Oh yeah. I made the
the tig
the
biggie.
complete, and that's
Conscious decision to skip the busty young lass and go for the gas
Busty
station
young
chicken
lass.
sandwich.
yeah.
And
Chicken salad sandwich.
was it a good chicken salad sandwich?
No, it was not. It was terrible.
No, it was from a Louisville
So
liquor
I'm starting
store.
to feel like I'm starting to feel like that was a bad decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
The same thing as the Guns N' Roses Faith No More.
Now wait a second.
Nailed
Did
it.
you know she was trying to nail you when she was talking to you?
It
Guys.
couldn't have been more clear.
Well, in
to all of
hindsight,
us.
in hindsight, I'm like,
But
oh, you know,
hindsight
like-
doesn't work at the time. though.
right? Yeah, right.
That's the problem with
That's where,
hindsight.
like-
that's where it's your job to be like, bro, go
We
get her.
we
Go get
tried
her.
to let him know, like,
You guys let me down.
no, man.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, it's my fault. now, all of a
Terrible.
sudden.
That's what a band
Terrible
is for,
wing
right?
guys.
Yeah.
When I was really
If your
drunk.
band can't wingman
Chris
you
was
into
really
that
drunk.
shit,
Yeah,
I mean, that's their whole fucking job, really. At some
Fine.
point.
that's
You
kind of
know
like
what?
When
my,
you're not
that's
playing
kind of like
music,
my life
you're
story.
getting each other laid.
Like I never know when girls like me, and I kind of blow it. So
If I have to
So
take out the
here's
L
what I
on
would
this one, I
recommend to
will.
you, okay? Just as a guy, here's what I'd recommend to you. Default as they all like you, and just wait till it's slapped.
that's
Your numbers will go up.
yeah, it's like the shotgun approach. I've heard of.
James, just so you know, I relate. I am that person too. So
Yeah,
Blind as a bat, dumber than a box of rocks. I had no idea.
It's a curse, man.
I'm the guy that always finds out 3 years later. Like, are you fucking serious?
yeah. It's like,
What the fuck?
Yeah, she was into me. What?
Now that I'm older, though, I kind of bite. Though I do bite.
That's cute though. Girls are into that.
What I look for,
dense.
if I'm gonna bite, I look for like energy, like connection, friendship.
Yeah.
Like I can't be with it. Cannot be with.
How
a
do you
woman
make those
if I don't?
connections?
By being
what
a
website
good
are you
human
going
being.
to?
No website.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds like too
Mailorderbrides.net.
much work.
My numbers are really low for an average male in Indianapolis, though. So, and they show. I didn't say Minneapolis. I said Indianapolis.
You're a lover.
No, I am a lover. Yeah,
Yeah.
big time. Yeah,
I get that from you.
yeah,
Yeah,
big time.
very Barry
Yeah.
White.
Yeah.
Don't you get that from him?
I believe in connection more than anything. So,
Oh, baby. Let me
I
tell
almost
you.
want to cuddle him the way he's talking right now.
oh, Peter,
I say you
let's
go for
not
it.
give people that mental image. All right.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, no. That's going to ruin the show. That's
Pre-
not good for the show.
Pre-made chicken. Wait, hold on.
Fucking
Pre-made chicken
viewers
sandwiches
are at
will
the
always be
highest
a
right now.
letdown.
Viewers are at the highest point right now, though, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Swing at
They
everything.
wanna think
and you
about
will
it.
eventually get a hit.
Yeah,
So,
Wayne going with the modern baseball take.
I'd
Just swing at everything.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend my life having good connections and not swing away unless I know it's a good feel. Also, like
I think
I'm a little,
you're thinking overcommit. Like just explore the
No, I
conversation
just-
with people.
I don't know. Like for me, I mean, Paulie's known me half my fucking life, so I'm just the kind of motherfucker. I don't know. I'd rather. I'm not wasting my fucking time. I was married for 10 years, so
Also, never take advice from me about anything ever. That's the early disclaimer on
I
that
had caught
one
on to
is-
that.
Yeah. I'm a bad person to take advice from. I will give you an interesting option.
We could use that. We could use that around here in the van.
where were we? We were.
Well, it looks
We're
like
still talking
yeah,
about sex.
we were.
Okay.
What was
Got to
the
give a shout out to Finn.
What was the weirdest place you ever had sex at?
Me?
Yeah.
We're going full camera on this, Chris. Go.
Oh, gee. Oh. So
You do not have to answer this question.
weirdest.
Yeah.
You're
weirdest location.
Weirdest location.
Because you could misplace place as in
Yeah, I gathered that.
We're really gonna need the Chopped Liver crew to be here by 5:30 every fucking Wednesday to discuss what topics we have, because I'm very uncomfortable about talking about where this bottle of Benchmark came from,
okay.
and it might be from Polly's ass.
Oh, I don't care.
So
for
that was the weirdest you
Really
guys.
glad, really glad I didn't.
Oh,
choose
wait,
that
hold
one.
on.
I don't care for that one
The
bit.
weirdest place you guys
It's
had
poopy
sex
butthole,
recently.
man.
Anyways, Chris, go ahead.
All right. Well,
I had to fuck with Peter a little
I
bit.
give the answer, but there's going to be no elaboration.
Okay, yeah, that's
All
the
right,
best.
It was in a warehouse.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
No elaboration.
Best
No.
thing about sex in a warehouse, you can get loud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was nobody for miles.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I? So this one's not me. This was a friend of mine.
Okay, a
Oh,
friend.
I like that.
Quote unquote.
I like that.
I
A
can't.
friend
I
did
can't
this.
say any names or locations. I can give you 2 words:
Okay, 2 words. Let's
wheelchair, elevator.
Ooh.
That's it. That's all I can say.
Well,
go. Risky maneuver. Risky maneuver.
Yeah.
shit.
And
If they catch you, you just throw yourself on the ground. Like, someone stole my wheelchair.
Right.
Okay.
And some of those are not enclosed. So take that for what you will.
That's
I hope the brakes
There's
are
a
on.
physical
Sounds
danger
dangerous.
too.
Yeah.
Was one of them a tripod?
I'd have to ask him. I wasn't there.
Yes.
I don't know if I have a good answer for like a weird place.
3rd Street Dive in Louisville, Kentucky.
No.
James, I have the perfect answer. The ear.
The ear.
Oh,
That goes back to Peter's point of it could be a spot. It could be.
No, I do have sort of a funny story though. Like this is a long time ago. I was like fooling around with my college girlfriend in my childhood bedroom, and like
Like you do.
the window behind us was like open, and the way things happened, like when things ended, when I
The
You
completion.
did.
The completion.
the
If you
completion, it ended up going out the window.
just out the window.
Yeah, it was
and
like
someone
that.
said goal.
2 years later, there's like 17 little tiny James coming out of the fucking ground.
Right. Half James, half snail or something.
Your parents came in the room if you were that young.
You guys
Son,
want to give a shout
you
out
been-
to Finn?
Have you been smoking marijuana?
Steffi's kid. Finn wants a shout out.
Yeah.
What's up, Finn?
Yep,
Hey,
shout
Finn.
out.
Finn, sorry for the other stuff we said.
Go to bed. Hey, the beginning of the show starts with the video, and the most important part of the video is the TVMA at the top right
Yes.
corner.
Mm.
Yeah, I always joke like, by the way, kids, I say that because you're not supposed to be watching the show. One day, YouTube and Facebook and all that, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll get there.
They'll catch up.
They're not run by egomaniacs or anything.
No. Hey, we put it on Twitter for a reason because
Yeah,
it's
there
probably
you
the
go.
last place you'll find it eventually.
Freedom.
That's a sad point, but true. Oh, wait, Wayne Birch with another long comment.
Uh-oh.
It's dating advice.
All right, here we go. All
Does it have a definite ending?
right.
Papa Wayne.
Where's the beef? For datingmatch.com, what's my jam? For hooking up. Go to high. And
Isn't
hotel bars
Match.com
on
like the
weeknights
serious
and
one?
buy a cheap wedding band. Stop, Peter. From Pawn Shop. Damn it, you son of a bitch.
Damn.
Married women looking to cheat want married guys, so you need them to think you are married.
Wayne, dude.
So it's not just entertaining, but informative show.
That's
Did he just tell us to buy a cheap wedding band?
explicit
I'll tell you what.
instructions.
I'll tell you what.
What type of?
I was married throughout my 20s.
I'm not dating.
I'm
an illusionist.
getting ready to turn 40, and I will tell you right now, married all my 20s. I have never been hit on more than my 20s.
You don't want them girls
because I had
You don't want them
a
girls.
ring on that finger right there.
You don't want them girls.
Well, why would I?
That's a disloyalty right off.
You don't
the
want
bat.
that. You want
I never-
gas
I
station
never-
chicken
I never-
salad, man.
It's not like I ever been. I was loyal, man. I never cheated.
I know, but I'm saying like you know what?
But
That's bad advice that Wayne is giving.
Single in my 30s, and
it's
they
like-
all disappeared because so did. Hold on, wait.
It's not because
The
you got
ring.
older.
No, not at all.
No, and we got older. We're all older now. It has nothing to do with it.
No, the ring thing is real.
I look better
And-
now than I've ever looked in my whole life, bro. And it's all because of that eyebrow.
Well, maybe you should listen to Wayne said and
Yeah.
No, I'm
slap a
good.
fucking ring on.
I'm good. I'm a happy
Troll it out.
man.
Yeah.
Very
Shep,
happy.
Shep, let me ask you this. If you had to pick in the band who gets hit on the most after shows, who do you think it would be?
Probably the guy fucking the Colombian.
It's actually Chris by a long shot.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm so
It's not,
sorry,
and it's
man.
not close.
Polly, you're out. Chris is in.
All right.
It's Chris almost every gig we do. Someone hits on Chris. Sorry,
I don't know
Rhonda.
what to tell you. Not
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah,
He
one
is
of my
not trying.
one of my female friends came to a show one time, called you the Silver Fox.
Is that what you-
He is. Chris is a
Oh,
silver
there you
fox.
go.
That's a total real thing.
How old are you, Chris? 26?
27.
27?
enough.
You don't have to answer that.
Right. Well, let's see. I talked about watching videotapes before
From
before
1977?
internet. So yeah, you could do the math.
I'll put it this: I'm the baby at 32.
Right
I'm
on.
the baby in the band at 32.
That's a good age.
How-
32 is a
how-
good age.
Peter,
It's
how
fun.
old are you?
8,000 years old.
8,000. So you're older
It's
than
over
Polly.
9,000.
So you have to remember, I'm a vampire, so this is like doing a morning show for me.
That's right.
He
That's
just waited
right.
until it got dark. That's why he had to come. Yeah.
Fresh up out the
I
coffin.
woke up at 5:30 in the afternoon, like, what the fuck? I have to do a podcast.
See, you're smart, bro. You don't do management.
No, I don't.
So you can be a vampire.
Yeah,
I was the other vampire. I was just the motherfucker that
Thank
didn't
you, Katie.
sleep.
Were you the closing manager?
I was, I mean, at one point, yeah, man, for sure.
It's good that.
I started as
I'm
a
glad
funk
that you're that
bitch, and I closed
responsible.
it out as a district manager.
No, I just drive. That's all I do. I just make sure I don't die.
So you make all the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And don't have to do shit. Don't answer phones. Don't make pizzas. Just drive.
That was like the best job I ever
Yeah,
had.
James, you were saying you were.
I tell people that all the time.
Yeah.
I did it off and on for like 10 years.
So I have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to get dedicated to art all week, every week, and all I have to do is work the weekends in pizza.
Yeah.
I pay all my bills. I take everything I need to take care of, and then I just goof off with these motherfuckers the rest of the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
There
delivering
you go.
pizzas. Like the only other job that
Oh, and I
had
have
was
kids, so I have to do the whole thing where I'm like a dad and
Yeah,
I
if
tell them
you-
to quit fighting and
that.
one day you'll love your sister. Stop it. And
That's
get your foot out of her mouth and all that shit.
it's one of that is to me always one of the most interesting things about the aspect of being an artist is like a lot of people will watch for me obviously because I can only speak for my fucking self.
Right.
Like I do the chopped liver stuff. I'm in bands, right? I do the PRN stuff.
Yeah, man, you got a lot of stuff.
Right.
on.
But what people don't realize is all that energy and time, right, is half of my time.
Right, because you're dad the other half.
I'm dad the other half. Y'all
Yeah.
don't even know.
And you got to do the dad thing with the toys and the shit that's like, oh, now all of a sudden I need to
Answering
learn
1,000 questions in every
everything
3
about
minutes.
Fortnite and fucking
So when I got here, my kids were here. And they're normally not here on Wednesdays, but they were here at that moment. And literally in the 10 minutes that I was hanging out with them, my 4-year-old asked me 5,000 questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, I love you so much.
Oh,
He's right there at that age.
Oh, look at Jordan's in there too. Oh,
Hey, what's up, Jordan? He said, hey. So James, we got your answer out of you, right?
About the stuff going out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 17 mini James that exists now.
Low count there, huh? 17. That's
Could be millions. Only 17. Hey, you can't win them all.
no, you can't.
I love the reference though. I gotta pat myself on the back because when we were kids, there used to be seeds and stems in our weed.
Back
And now
in the day.
y'all people
yeah.
under the age of 40, you probably don't know what I'm
Wow.
talking about.
way back
But-
machine.
I used to throw my seeds out the window, and I've heard people tell stories about
They'd sprout up.
they'd sprout up. That was the reference, but
I got you.
Paulie,
So
do you
you're
wanna-
like the Johnny Appleseed of weed.
Johnny Appleweed.
See, that's porn right there. See,
Johnny
Right there.
Appleweed's a good band name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Someone
but
write
I
that down.
thought of that when we started.
That's a jam band.
you know what?
Me and Peter are
a
going to
friend of
start that
mine-
band.
A friend of mine posted something on Facebook the other day or social media, and it said, if she doesn't know what ASL means,
Yeah,
she's
what's that?
too young,
Alyssa.
bro.
That was Alyssa.
yeah.
Alyssa posted
And-
that.
And I was like, bruh, ASL, that's a dope band name. ASL. So I went to Google. I'm like, hey, Google,
There's got to be, right?
is there a band name called ASL? And none of them, all the
Really?
ASL bands, none of them have the fucking / I'm
Oh,
like,
you got to have slashes.
Oh, yeah.
dude, somebody in Indy needs to start a band called ASL with the / is in there.
That's a good one.
And they should have that little AOL noise like in their set, like on the PA.
See, earlier I had a joke and I didn't deliver it because I didn't want to interrupt because I do that a lot. Because ADHD or whatever.
That's your job.
I don't do it too much. Believe me, the critics will tell you I talk too much. But
What do critics know?
I don't know. They
Critics
watch the
judge.
show. A critic
Critics
is
judge while
peers.
others do.
Peers is everybody. Anyways, you guys should start your set with this right here. Hey, we're the Bombcats, and no cats were harmed in the making of this. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why that came to my mind. But I
And
would
then read that paragraph about Schrodinger's cat that winks. Yeah.
We'll actually
Exactly.
put a cat in a box on stage. We've been
Yeah.
thinking about ways to liven up our show.
Yeah, why not?
Have it
Why
descend
not?
from the rafters onto
Yeah.
the stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go to Goodwill, get a plush cat, shove it in a box.
I just had an amazing idea for you guys to do a show with the burlesque troupe.
with a girl dressed as a cat.
Well,
Not quite.
well,
You know my
Well,
mind went
first
there
of all-
first, Polly. You know I went there first in my
I'm
mind.
fired.
first of all, that's an excellent idea that we will be doing.
You need
that's
more,
a great
actually.
idea.
The Bombcats need cat girls.
It's
Come on.
actually been discussed.
Wasn't
yeah.
last week Goth Girls or Goth something?
You know what? They are pretty much the same thing.
We've also discussed dressing your brother up in a bomb costume.
Yeah, a slightly different idea.
Oh,
but
that'd be
yes,
a little
yeah.
bit different.
My brother's like me, but 6 inches shorter. So
Just
he's
have
just
him,
like
like-
a little ball of a man. Have
Skink-
him run around stage with a wick coming out of his head,
yeah,
like our
like
logo.
a skanking bomb in the corner or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
He's real high energy. He's like kind of like our hype man.
he is kind of a hype man. Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
band should have a hype man.
Yeah.
I would prefer it if they were burlesque girls, but we can workshop it. We'll get there.
Figure it out.
Man, that's not hard at all. You just need to hit up the burlesque girls and be like, "Hey, you want to dance to the thing with music?" And they'll be like, "Yeah."
I can pay you less than you're being paid right now to do it.
Can I see a lighter? I know.
What is going on with you
I
guys?
left
today?
my lighter in the truck.
The lighter distribution in this studio is abysmal.
I know, it's horrible for people that smoke as much as we do.
Oh yeah, if I'm drinking, talking, I'm smoking.
Shit talking.
I have to talk like this tomorrow. Good morning.
It looks like we got some volunteer hype
That's-
people.
We've got a million comments we have not even touched on.
That's excellent. Let's see it.
I am a hype man.
That's
Says
what I'm
Candace
saying.
Crawford.
Yeah, Candace Crawford said she'll be here, hype man.
Hey,
Has
we need
anyone
that.
peed? There's been one pee the entire set, Jordan. One pee.
I peed before the show. Does that
Wait.
count?
Has there even been one?
Yeah,
I went.
Oh yeah,
James
you did.
went,
That's
yeah.
right.
Remember, he asked permission.
Yeah.
Pillow talk. Remember pillow
I thought
talk?
he was gonna raise his hand. Like
Pillow talk. Yeah.
It was during the PRN commercial that I
He went, to,
accidentally
he went to
muted.
get a gas station chicken
Yeah,
sandwich.
I was out.
Luckily, there's a
Did
Rickers
you
right
feel-
down the
Did
street.
you feel that vibe, that flirty vibe I had going? You needed a chicken
I
sandwich.
felt the vibe from the sandwich. I mean,
Man, these must be some damn good sandwiches.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't eat a gas station sandwich just for the bare fact that I'm pretty sure that's how you die.
it really,
What?
was-
Yeah,
it
you
really
just
wasn't
got to
very
get
good.
over
I
it.
eat gas station sandwiches like it's going out of
I'm pretty sure that
style.
just
Yeah. I mean, you know
chicken
it's
salad like, from a
Yeah.
gas station.
right.
You know,
No,
Gecko,
no,
Gecko
I ain't eating no
makes
chicken
their
salad.
food, bro.
No.
They make their own
But-
food.
But
Right?
a cheeseburger
Pretty
off
sure.
of their
Fuck if
grill
I
or
know.
what-
Like,
well,
there's
not all of
elves
them.
in the back just making sandwiches.
Well, there's a
wrapping
gecko
them
like
up.
15 feet from here.
Oh well, maybe that one over there, but that's like a
The
special
gecko
ass
by my
gas
work.
station.
That's my.
Why would fuck
Yeah,
are
the
you talking about
geckos
gas
have their own
stations?
little shit.
I don't
Polly,
know.
tell us a weird story about sex.
Let's get on topic for a
This
second.
one time at band camp.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the way it works. If it doesn't pop in my head instantly, I'm just gonna.
So-
You're out.
Yeah.
Construction company.
I did.
Come on,
have-
construction
No,
company.
wait, I'm not gonna go there.
Come on, construction company.
One time, this lady paid me, and
Just say it. The strangest place you've ever had sex in is a trash can
trash can.
in the band
while
trash
working
can.
for construction company.
That's punk as
And
fuck.
you felt like chopped liver.
That's
No,
punk
it
as
wasn't
fuck.
actually
Sex
in
in a
the trash
trash
can.
can. That's punk as
Chef
fuck.
worked it all in. Got all the names in.
That's where all your punk points came from, isn't it? You had
Yeah.
Sex in a trash can, and they're like,
And all
You're a punk
all he
rock
could
god.
say, all he could say while he was fucking in the trash can,
get this
while working
raccoon
for
out of my ass.
construction company, feel like a chopped liver was Bombcats.
That sounds
All right, it's been a great show, guys.
That sounds dope as fuck.
That's our next record. This is gonna be the sounds of animals being extracted from.
Wow, that is experimental as
Yeah.
fuck. Animals being extracted from
Our
bugs.
producer Kyle's
This
gonna be
is crazy.
pissed.
I don't know if your drummer is going to be happy with the new direction
No.
you guys decided to take.
No, he
I
won't
don't
be
think
through.
he's happy with our direction anyway. But
He's mostly into Eno, so he doesn't really dig what we do.
I'm into
Eno
that
is
stuff,
good.
too.
I like Eno when
Yeah.
I'm in a certain mood.
I'm into ambient music too, so
Yeah.
I got to represent.
Ooh, did you like Apex Twins ambient stuff?
Oh, here we go.
Love it.
And
Yeah, the Toot Volume 1 and 2.
Boards of Canada.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Brian Eno, I like Hammock a lot.
Okay.
I love them.
Did you ever get into Pacific UV and the whole like heroin shoegazer rock?
I like Ride and My Bloody Valentine.
Okay. What do you think about the new vaporwave like shit happening everywhere? Are you into that sort of level of synth?
It's okay. Yeah, I kind of have like a new wave.
I mean, it's so
streak a little bit.
80s, so 80s. It makes me feel like I'm playing Outrun.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the 80s stuff. I liked that stuff.
Yeah, we're like right in the
Originally.
middle of the 80s retro revival
Yeah,
trend wise.
I think it's fine.
I blame Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So, Chris, you like Creatures of the Night or what?
which non-makeup Kiss album would you like to discuss for us?
We talk about the music from the
Non-makeup
Elder.
Kiss
I'm
album.
a
Those
revenge.
actually
I'm a
exist.
revenge guy personally. Crazy Nights.
Did we dive too deep on that shit? I think we did.
Oh, on the ambient stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just confused. That's my bad. It's not your
No,
guys'
not
fault.
really.
No, it's cool. It's,
Sometimes when I don't want to think, I turn on ambient music.
That's
and
why
then
he does it.
45 minutes later, it's like,
That's
hey,
what
that was
I
good.
do, like really technical work, so I have to listen to stuff that doesn't have lyrics.
Yeah.
So I listen
Right.
to it at work like all day.
That's why I listen to
Whoa.
talk radio.
Well,
at
that-
work.
What
Yeah,
do you
that
do
makes
that's that
sense.
technical?
I do
Right.
quality assurance for a software company.
Oh wow! So are you in code that whole time?
I deal a little bit with code, like mainly database code, but I'm like comparing things all day.
Oh,
So
This is where it really falls apart for our band. We're all dorks.
yeah.
no, dorks are cool. What's your dorky thing? What do you do that's dorky?
I am a licensed professional engineer.
Nice.
So yeah,
What do you engineer?
That's a lot of schooling.
I design roads and sewers. And,
So like a civil engineer.
yeah, I'm a civil engineer.
That's sweet. Do you design ever playgrounds for little kids and shit?
We have done a couple playgrounds. Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
we do. Honestly, man, we do land development. So it's like the worst part of civil engineering. It's like we take a field
like
and turn it
grading
into
and
a
trying to figure out runoff and all that shit.
Exactly.
But if
my
it's
job.
not done right, then you got puddles all over your fucking neighborhood and your concrete breaks. So
Yes,
fuck that shit.
if it's not done right, I get a phone call.
what's your dorky thing?
Here we go.
okay. I work for a manufacturing company. I'm a data manager, basically run their manufacturing software.
Yeah, that's pretty dorky.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yep.
it gets real bad on our road
So
trips.
you guys, that's fucking, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brain power in this band.
Yep.
I don't know about that. but
That's debatable. But
honestly, though, dude, like that's why we make music because we get so sick of that. We're like, we gotta rock. We gotta
Right.
fucking do
Yeah,
something.
like I don't want to think anymore. I just want to fucking
Right.
let
And
it out.
you know what? We confuse people because when we show up for gigs, we don't look the part necessarily.
Yeah.
You see how we look. I mean,
Right.
and
Dorks.
yeah, we do. And then we plug in and we can play. I mean, we can play and we can sing and we rock. And I think it like, huh?
people are confused. I think.
They're really confused by that.
That's why they gave us this major award
Yeah.
of being a sleeper band.
In
'cause that's
case
what we
anyone
are.
was out there was
Can I see
wondering,
that award? Actually,
our bona
Yeah.
fide award.
Yeah.
That is pretty dope.
Because we're a sleeper band. People look at us and they go, "Who are these guys?" And then we plug in.
So
man. Yeah, look at
would
that
you
shit.
guys say that you feel affiliated with nerd rock in any way, or you're just nerds that rock?
I think we're just nerds that rock.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. There it is.
Right.
that is, by the way, a
Congratulations.
very hard award to win.
hmm
There was a lot of people in that category. So, but
yeah, we were
Uh,
happy with it.
Sleeper band, yeah. Definitely.
honestly, we were
that means that
fucking stoked.
nobody expected you to rock as hard as you did.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Again, yeah. That's,
Now-
it's yeah.
I'll
We
tell
were
you,
so stoked.
we've had bands win that award that have played PRN, and they came out and they blew everybody away. Whether it was a new album or whether it was just something, or maybe it was the first time they ever played, and that's typically the most common. But we do have times where that award is like, it's just like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, like what the, you know,
Yeah.
very hard award to win.
After the award show, I was standing outside waiting for an Uber, and Greg came up to me and he was like, "Man, I'm so happy you guys won because like you guys have done all these shows and we wanted to like recognize you." And we were so happy when we got that. Like I was literally calling Colin because he was in Oregon at the time. Like, we won. We
Yeah.
fucking won.
You know, and the thing is too, like from the time we started, we never said we're going to be a punk band. Like we don't. It's not calculated that way. Where we said, oh well, we're going to be kind of like the Ramones or Social Distortion. That didn't happen.
It just came out.
We did we got together and played, and like we would play different songs that we would write, and the ones that sounded the best and that we liked the best ended up having this kind of punk vibe. And so it's like, all right, well, let's keep doing that. That sounds good, that feels good, that fits good for us, and it fits our vocal range and the way we play. So that's what we started doing. And then everyone said, "Oh, you're a punk band." It's like, okay, I guess we are, which is cool because we're all into it. But we didn't have a plan like that.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. We could have easily been a jam band or something else.
Well, I would have
And-
quit, but
Well,
So it just feels more natural to play the way you
yeah,
guys
you know,
play.
like
straight up,
when
yeah.
when you're in a room with the band, and all of us have played in bands. So when you're playing together, like you call it a vibe or whatever you're going to say, word you use to describe it, but it's like, all right, this feels pretty good. we're all kind of locked in,
Yes.
and you're looking around and everyone's bobbing their heads and feeling it. And it's like, all right, yep, that's good. And then some of the songs we would play, you could tell nobody was feeling it. Right. It's like, okay, this style isn't working for us. So cut that stuff out and focus on the stuff that works for us. And that's how we ended up playing the style we do.
Yeah.
It's funny, like
we still, I'm sorry, like we still we're on the border between punk and a rock band because we've got lead guitars. We do some things that other punk bands don't do, but again, it's not really a calculated thing. It's just our style.
Yeah.
like we have some early recordings too. Let's go back and listen to those. It sounds like a different band.
It is.
It's like really swampy and kind of psychedelic, and it kind of like morphed over time.
Yeah.
Right.
We had to
Into
put a
what-
stop to that.
Yeah.
We had to drive it.
But it was just natural. Like no one really said like, oh, we can't do that anymore.
No,
It was
it's just
like, you know what I
this-
mean?
Again, the stuff that sounded the best and felt the best, you zero in on that, and then you really start driving that home, and that becomes your sound.
Well, I just want to thank you guys so much for gifting Chub Liver this Punk Rock Night award. We'll keep it on the shelf for you.
Oh, boy.
I'll just fucking around. Take your
Yeah, we
word.
might have to fight for that.
Hey,
That's our prized possession.
Here's a question I did not plan on asking, but I have to ask, and you can all answer at the same time because it's semi-serious, semi-not serious. When you won that award, please tell me somebody in the band had some tears, just a little bit, because for me, it's not like when I won my first award, it wasn't about winning a Punk Rock Night award. It was about the feeling that somebody had recognized my fucking music.
Yes.
And I
Somebody
have
cared.
something to show for it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I spent $38,000 in 5 years. And at
Yeah.
least I have something, as you hold that fucker, like somebody recognized it,
100%. And like, I mean, I tried to act all cool. It's like, yeah, it's cool. We got an award, but
We were so stoked.
we were really stoked. And that feeling 100% to know that somebody else listened to your music and thought highly enough of it to actually consider it for award and then give it to you. That was, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, man, the indie punk scene is the best ever. Everybody's such a great
whether it's
community.
Nuvo, whether it's Punk Rock Night, whether whatever it is amazing that we at least have something to give to people to be like, hey, tap on the ass, you fucking dope, keep doing what you
Well,
do.
I feel
you
like
know?
most of the city is totally fucked up, and there's a lot of greed and fucked up bullshit.
Amen.
But when I come to my community and like the subcultures that we're a part of, like everybody's there so open, non-judgmental, and just willing to accept people. It's just such an amazing like counter to what you see on the streets every day. So it's cool to have tribe like that we all fit into, of course. And I think the award is just, showing you guys how much the tribe appreciates you guys.
Yeah, and we can't reciprocate it enough, because like
there's the love in this room is so big.
There's like 4 places for a band like us to play. You know what I mean? And so to just be allowed in and to do our thing it's great.
And with that being said, bands, get the fuck out of Indy. Go to Cincinnati, go to Chicago, go to Dayton, go to anywhere other than here. Because the people need to know that we've got the talent. So get the fuck out of here.
Well,
get out of town.
When we used to go play in Louisville at the 3rd Street Dive, they started doing a thing where there was no cover. So they would just write a check, and it wasn't a lot of money to every band. But what that did was there was no barrier for entry. So we did a show there once. It was after an NCAA tournament game, I think. But there was like 200 fucking people in the club. There was a bachelorette party dancing to our shit in front of the stage. And it was just like, this is like, if we could somehow drop that barrier for entry to get in, like it was amazing. So yeah, it's nice to, when you get that sort of little bit of exposure.
Oh,
people
man.
love it and they feel it. Yeah. It's
I've
great.
got to know.
That's why we do it.
I've got to know, like, what you just said kind of took me into a place, and because it made me think of my favorite show I've ever played out of town. So it does not have to be the Bombcats. I mean, whatever band it is, but what is your all-time favorite show you've ever played out of town?
Well,
it was that show.
That one was great, but I have one that was gonna be a disaster until it got saved.
Did you open for 3-6 Mafia?
No, no, that would have been tremendous. No, we were doing a show in Nashville. Nobody in Nashville knows who the fuck we are. We just showed up to do the show. So there was maybe 8 people in the venue, and 2 guys were standing in front of the stage the entire time, jamming to every word. I think they were buddies of Colin's, or maybe they somehow knew Colin.
It was the Dongs.
It was the Dongs.
His group of buddies he calls the Dongs.
His friends that they call the Dongs. So they jammed to our set the entire time, and there was maybe 8 people watching us, but they were having so much fun that it made it fun for us, because it could have been awful. I'm sure you guys have done a gig where nobody shows up. It could have been
Absolutely.
awful, but it turned out fun because they showed up. And I think Chris had some family show up too. So it was just like, that made it cool, even though it could have really sucked. That made it really fun. So, but definitely the shows we used to do at the Dive, and some of the punk rock night shows have been like damn near sold out, and they're watching us. It's like, you guys could be doing anything, but you're watching us. So
that last punk rock night we did was really good.
it was
too.
great. Yeah. And we did one
Crowd was really good.
We did one on a Sunday with City Mouse, and that was cool.
That was cool.
Hell yeah.
So, and I've got their button on right now. So,
Chris.
yeah.
Favorite gig.
Didn't you do a show for a policeman's?
I was going to
cookout?
bring that up. Yeah, that was really.
This was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, so this was in Atomic Itch, and like we got on this show, and it ended up being, it was like a benefit for a police officer who'd been like injured in the line of duty. So I didn't really think much about it, but like the whole crowd was just cops, right? So it was us and like 3 or 4 other bands, and
Fucking nightmare.
we were high as shit, drunk, and they're like, yeah, like, this is not a good idea. And so a couple of bands went before us, and we went on to play, and that band was a punk band too, and so I just remember being up there playing.
What crazy promoter was like, you know what these
Exactly.
cops need?
Punk rock.
Punk rock.
Yeah,
Again,
exactly.
I don't
Cops
even
love punk rock,
right.
right?
I
And
don't
then
even
the
remember
fucking
how this
Joker
happened.
walked off. The Joker was just like, and showtime.
we weren't even like the hardest band on that list. There was other bands that were like more hardcore than we were, but so like, yeah,
That's
God.
fucking incredible.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Cop
Then,
barbecue.
and then so like, to make matters worse, it's like, all right, let's just do this player set and get it over with.
That's
And-
every band there, I'm sure. Like,
Right.
let's just fucking rock for a second and get the fuck out of here.
All right, everybody
So-
be cool.
Yeah. So like, again, all of our songs are like high energy punk bands, punk songs, and we're like halfway through a set, and I didn't know this was going to happen, but the wife of the police officer who was injured, like, got up to talk in the middle of our set.
What the
She's like, okay, I want to say a few words to everybody. And of course she starts crying and like, oh, you know, I'm so glad everybody's here. And we're like, oh shit. Like, we don't have sad songs.
How do you follow that?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Absolutely. Yes. That's where we went. I was like, oh, okay, well, thanks for that. And all right, here we go. So the next one is like, yeah, you know, party or whatever song it is. This is a fucking disaster.
You guys like the Beastie Boys, or
right. My goodness.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This
but
is
I
from a
hope- I
little
did-
known band called NWA.
Right. Yeah. I did also get laid that night, so it wasn't all
Oh,
bad.
right.
But you are the guy.
By the cop's wife.
You are the guy from the band that they say
Right. Well,
gets the most attention.
that did
or
happen.
something.
You know what? Now
Because
that's
you're
up.
a silver fox.
I wasn't then, but
There was a comment earlier that Chris is a punk rock Anderson Cooper, and
Next
I
time-
can
Oh,
never
wow.
I can never unsee that.
next
now.
time
Yeah,
Bombcats
no
360,
doubt, dude.
we're gonna have a
360.
political roundtable.
No political roundtable at Top Limit.
Yeah.
Please, no.
That guy's. A
We'll talk
CIA
about
plant.
everything that is questionably
that?
crossing the line, except
Right.
for politics.
I agree.
You can
I
interview
hate
Kellyanne Conway.
Did you know that?
15 years ago,
That he's a plant?
fine.
Yeah, that he's on the payroll for the CIA.
I heard he was a CGI bot or something.
Oh,
so-
that's like birds.
Did you guys know that it's time to take a shot?
It's true that
Does anybody
No,
want a
I
shot?
can't, man. I can't.
Nope.
Yeah, birds are drones sent
Chris,
by the government to
hell
watch
yeah.
us.
Cheers, baby.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
All right, James.
I like
It's
that
time.
button. That's a good button. Makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's a
That
good
button.
one. If you mix,
I dig the sound effect.
by the way,
Yeah.
if you mix the two,
You can mix them. Press the horror button. Yeah. That's about how my mornings go.
Michael, this
At 4:30 in the afternoon when I wake up.
Gotta have buttons, man.
Oh no,
Dope.
I can't drink this. There's no blood in it.
What?
He'll get sick.
Yeah, I can't process that.
So, James, the dying question: what is your favorite all-time out-of-town show you've ever played?
It's got to be that show at Third Street Dive in Louisville. That was just a great show. It was packed. The crowd was great. Like
I hear Louisville is usually like got pretty good scene down there, huh?
Yeah, it was.
That place was
Man.
great.
Yeah, I used to. I
Got a
love playing there.
story.
They're not doing live music anymore, apparently. Though,
No, they're not.
But that was a great show. Great time.
Did you guys do any concerts during COVID?
Yeah, we did a few. In 22 and, or I'm sorry, in 20 and 21, we did like 2 shows a year. We
Yeah.
didn't do a lot.
The,
This
uh,
year is the first year we really
Just
got back
impossible to find
Yeah,
venues.
the-
right?
Yeah, it was.
I
hard.
bet every show you play was sold out though. Hey,
Oh.
the record we recorded back in January, that was supposed to be 2020.
Yeah.
That got
No
delayed.
shit.
We've
that
had those songs for years.
got delayed 2 years. I mean, we going into 2020, we were planning to record, and then everything shut down. We weren't practicing even, and then that still carried into 2021. And so by the time we were starting to play again and kind of get our chops back together and get our songs back together, then that bled over into this year. So yeah, the record we put out this past year was supposed to be 2020.
So then you guys feel like you're the most tight right now that you've ever been as a band?
you know what's funny? I would describe your band as tight, and your sound is very strong. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not
Tight like a
appropriate.
tiger.
Nah. Right on. No, but every
Strong
time I've
like
seen you
a
guys are
fiber?
always very tight, and your sound is very
Focused.
no, it's
No, it sucks.
it's
Aggressive.
thank you, aggressive. I wanted to say heavy, but it's not heavy.
It's not
'cause
really
it's
heavy,
like
yeah.
punk
Right.
and rock fused together. Because you have like a really good lead guitar player. No offense, James. And but yeah, it's
Well, thank
it's
you.
very
man.
strong.
Driving.
It's very very good, very tight.
Well, thanks,
So,
dude. I appreciate
I was
that.
gonna throw that out at the end, but you kind of cut me off. Thanks, Peter.
I'm trying to help.
He's like, God damn it, you're so good at this shit, man. You
Well,
really are.
You said someone said driving.
I'm only
That's
here for you, man. Love you.
Love you too, buddy.
that is what we go for is the drive. Like when
Yeah,
we're
it's-
writing songs,
That's the feeling I got listening.
when we write songs, I always say to Chris, okay, we can have a part that's like a drop part, but there has to be a drive. We have to be building towards something. That's otherwise I get bored.
Comes through. Definitely comes through. If that's
Yeah.
what you're writing for, it definitely comes through, and it does. It's a good sound.
And can we get nerdy for a second?
Yes.
Fuck yeah! I mean,
Oh,
that's right.
that's why
This is
I-
the nerd episode. Yeah, we're like literally in a room of nerds.
That's
so.
why I started playing bass with a pick. I used to play with my fingers, but when we kind of focused our sound a little more, I was like, okay, I need to have that attack. Because if
So it
I
gives you,
don't,
like
it's
a
gonna
sharper attack. on
yeah.
the
If
bass.
I don't, then it like I'll get the low end, but I won't get the crispness of the top end. So that's why I
Mhm.
started playing with a pick, which I get shit for a lot, but whatever, fuck them.
No, I think that's okay.
Yeah, a lot of
though.
people are
I play
like-
bass too.
Yeah.
And the thing about bass is like, well, you know, when you're doing with your fingers, there's a lot of extra noise that comes through.
Oh, they call that tone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
tone. Yeah.
But if you go with the pick, you
Like
know,
this-
it's fucking.
For me,
crisp
the
and
pick
clean.
allows you to
slap
play.
and tickle technique.
It allows you to play faster.
I'm more of a
Allows you
finger,
to play more
you know,
with
but-
more critique,
Yeah.
faster.
If
Yeah.
these guys are down
But-
picking though, I can't play with my fingers. It's gonna sound
Exactly.
horrible. So
Yeah. It's really about the
too
genre.
jazzy.
That
it's
is
about what I
such-
don't play.
That is
It's
such
about
a
the notes
topic,
you
though.
don't hear, man.
To talk about playing the bass with a pig.
Yeah.
Is such a topic because you talk about losing tone, gaining tone, and then just I don't know. For me, I look, I don't play the bass. I did
Pick or
play
no
the bass
pick,
a long
Shep.
time ago.
Pick or no pick.
Depends
It's
on the
all
song,
about
right?
genre.
Yeah,
It's
depends
all
on the
about
song.
genre, like where you're going with it, because you can't play a fucking Rage Against the Machine song with a pick. But I'll tell you what, you can't play a fucking Rancid
slaps, right?
speed song or a fucking No Effect song without a fucking pick. You gotta have it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's such a debatable subject, but at the end of the day, it's all
You know,
about
you got to listen back to yourself too. That's not, like you got to hear how everything fits, because when you're playing, it's really hard. You can't really hear how everything's working.
Yeah.
And so even if it feels right or you think it's pretty good and you didn't hear anything wrong, you record yourself and listen back, and you start hearing things that you just the song when it's going by, you just don't notice. and that helps a lot too. That's worked for us great. Is when we're working on songs, we kind of have the shell with the beginnings of a song. We'll record demos just for us and listen back to them, and then now we start to critique the tones and how we're playing it. It's like, that's not really working, or I need to change the way if our guitar parts aren't meshing quite right. But until you do that, it's really hard to notice it. You have to listen back to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you guys recorded your album, did your producer kind of like weigh in a lot on your sound and your tone and stuff?
He helped.
He weighed in mostly on performance.
Yeah.
He helped us, like, especially like vocally. He was a big help for me because I'm not really a singer. So he would buzz in and go. He would never say that sucks. He would always say, "Okay, let's try it again." And Chris always coaches me. I'm like I said, I'm really not. So Chris always coaches me with harmonies and stuff. And so I can look at Chris and be like, "Okay, that wasn't right. He didn't like that one." But Kyle, the guy that we worked with on the EP and that we're going to work with on our next album, he's just very, I would describe it as very gentle and very supportive, which in a band is usually a good thing. There's no abrasiveness to it. He's helpful.
But he did, and that's helpful because again, like when you're recording, it's really hard to judge yourself.
Very, yeah.
It just is, and then your ears kind of get numb to the whole thing because you're in a studio for a long time. So it really does help to have somebody else there who can say, "Hey, that wasn't quite tight. Why don't you guys try it again? Play it again." It's like, thank you. You don't have to be a jerk about it, but just saying that is enough to say, all right, yeah, let's play it again, and until we get a take that sounds good enough. So yeah, it's really helpful to have somebody who does that rather than just saying, basically they'll take whatever you put onto the tape and they're not going to have any input whatsoever.
Because we did that in 2018 and the result wasn't exactly what we'd hoped for.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right on. Where were we?
Yeah, what the fuck were we talking about?
Yeah, man.
There's some
fucking ghosts. We're
really,
talking about.
Okay, so
really
James,
spiraled around.
James, we were at your favorite show you've ever played.
Yeah. Just
And-
the Louisville
right.
That was
show.
your Louisville,
Yeah.
the March
Right.
Madness show.
Holy fuck! How did you keep track of that?
It just came back to
he's
him.
the boss.
Yeah.
I'm at the desk. I'm at the desk.
Master control.
The desk does make you feel.
I have to digress.
Yeah.
I don't stress because I do digress. I'm fired.
Yeah, you're out.
So, Paulie, do you have a favorite show you've ever played? I definitely have a favorite show you've ever played, but I wasn't
do you?
there. But I still wish I would have been. You opened for what's the name of that band? Old boy that played bass for Queens of the Stone Age.
Caius?
He's been in so many bands.
Bass or guitar?
Oh, he played bass.
Oh.
Yeah, he
You're
got fired.
talking about when we played at the Mel.
Yeah.
It was our very first show.
Yeah, I couldn't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a good show, actually.
that's my favorite show.
was
you
this
ever
I
trash
actually
can?
had a
Okay.
I had a
Oh, it's
I had
out
a
of town
urinal
show.
cake thrown at me during that set.
Wow.
That was kind of cool.
That's how inclusive
fresh
we
or
are.
used?
That's a good band name.
Urinal cake.
The urinal cakes?
I'm still
They
fired.
thought ahead. They were like, "I'm going to take this with me
Oh.
in case the band sucks."
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly that was a good show. It was fun,
Yeah.
but that was like my very first time playing in
I was
front of
so
a group of
jello.
players.
I was so jello. He's one of my favorite writers.
And but I'd have to say that probably my favorite was the queer show that we played at Punk Rock Night.
Hard to top that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the whole fucking
Those guys are
the whole
great.
building was packed, and yeah, it was a great show. Some Kind of Nightmare was there too,
Mhm.
you know. So that, I mean, yeah, it was pretty epic. But I don't really have a whole lot of great like band stories as far as playing, but those they are good memories,
Hell yeah. I want to throw a shout out to Russell. You said something earlier about playing out of town shows where nobody showed up. Well, I played an out of town show in Louisville where none of the other bands showed up.
Ooh,
And man, did they fuck up.
oh boy.
Because it was like set up basically, it was an after party show. So it didn't start until like 10:30 or 11. And none of the other bands showed up. So Tight Like a Tiger played in Louisville. and it was just us. So we've been around long enough. We've written enough songs. We ended up playing 2 sets that were about 45 minutes each, and there was 3 things that stood out about this show. A ton of fucking people were there. Cocaine was there, and there were strippers
Oh, there you
on
go.
stage while we were playing.
Oh man.
Where
Wow.
was this? I need to know where
It
this
was
is.
in Louisville.
Wow.
And it was like Speak Easy.
Okay.
Mm.
It was like Ask a Punk,
Gotcha.
but it was so hard to find the place. We had to call the promoter. We had to figure out where the fuck it was. And when we first got there, we got there a little early, and there was like nobody there.
Yeah.
But by the time we hit that stage, there was 3 things. A ton of people, cocaine, and strippers. And it was in Louisville, and it was one of the best shows I've ever played in my entire life.
That's
And
pretty sweet.
yeah, but it was the polar opposite. It wasn't that people, the bands weren't
Yeah,
there.
that's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was wild.
We've done plenty where very few people showed up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I like literally the most I've ever been paid to play a show. It was sold out, couldn't walk, and the lineup got switched, and we ended up playing for like nobody.
Uh,
But
Yeah,
we
we-
still got paid crazy money.
One of our Louisville shows, there was a band that played before us that basically cleared the room.
yes.
And so we had to go on last. And like they were basically sweeping the floors while we were
And
playing.
and that's not even a joke.
No, that
They
was
were like
happening.
mopping
Yeah.
the floor and wiping the tables while we were playing.
Shout out to the mop guy. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
I literally, because I had kind of had a cold, and I looked at Chris and I was like, "We're calling it. This is
What's-
ridiculous."
Have you guys ever been kicked off stage?
No, I've never been kicked off stage.
Have you?
Have you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's
Were there
a
a lot of
reason.
strippers?
There's a reason why I don't play in Richmond, Indiana.
Oh,
Yeah, Richmond. I'm
And
calling
it's
you
not,
out.
It's not just because
Oh,
it's
no.
Richmond, Indiana.
was it at East Street?
I don't know. I'll never
Was it
play.
at Smiley's?
If it's not a house show, I will never. If it's not a house show, I will never play in Richmond, Indiana again. I swear to God. But
I grew up in Richmond, so
I'm sorry.
that's fine.
It smells funny out there too.
And not
it's
as bad
like
as Terre Haute.
Sandusky,
It's 'cause
Ohio.
it's
Close to
It doesn't-
Ohio.
It,
Yeah.
it doesn't smell like Calhoun breaks, but it does smell funny.
I
bought
grew
a-
up by the
that's-
dog food factory, so
I bought
explains a lot.
I
Yeah.
bought a car there once.
We got kicked off the stage because the people in the crowd were throwing shit, and they kicked us off stage, and then
That's a sign that they like you.
Yeah,
right, but they kicked us
It's a
like
punk
it's
tradition.
our fault. Like, oh, we incited violence and rioting
Were
or
you standing
whatever.
on the stage like, fuck this hick town?
No, we didn't do anything wrong. I'm still mad.
Well, you should have.
I'm never gonna play
you were on
Richmond
your way
again.
out anyway.
Fuck Richmond, unless it's a house show. Hit me up.
well,
I'm playing Richmond.
while we're talking about house shows, Steph, we will play in your basement anytime. Anytime you ask, we
Yeah.
will come to the right
Yeah,
room
we
and play your
loved it.
basement. So
Absolutely.
that was so fucking fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys played a house show there in
Yeah,
the
we-
basement?
Yeah.
We played, the right room at the Marlowe's, and it's just like we've never done a show like that, so it was fucking awesome. Yeah,
Right. Well, and that's what we were talking about, kind of the community earlier. That show was great for that because everybody who is there is there to listen to music. They're
Yes.
into original, independent, local music. And it was very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what could say. These are people that we would associate with.
Yeah.
My one regret in this band, my only regret in this band is not starting a fight at our gig in Cincinnati. Because you asked about getting kicked out.
yeah, that
And
was
we were
bad.
doing sound check and we were having some say confrontation with the sound man and with the guy at the bar. And I was like, this gig is gonna suck. I should just start a fight right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't even want to play this show. We're not gonna get paid shit. Nobody's gonna be here.
That gig did suck.
Yes,
yeah,
it did
yeah.
suck.
That might be our worst gig.
Well, it's not our worst performance, but
Well, sure.
it was just a shitty venue and situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is my one.
Damn it, Chris. That was my next question. What's the worst show you've ever
well,
played?
well, let's get into it then because
Right.
I can give the details. So I booked the show. It's my
Way to
fault.
piggyback.
it's
Well,
on,
it's-
it's
it's
on
my
Russell.
fault.
No. It's the booker's fault. It's
So-
not
So the
yours.
worst show
It was
started with you had the instinctual need to kick somebody's ass.
Yes, this was
Yes.
before we even
Okay.
performed.
All right, keep going.
So
Well,
so
to
it was
be fair, he was being antagonistic.
Well, we'll get to that part.
Hey,
Well,
The
sure.
angry
real
man at
fast.
the
There
bar.
are people commenting about the urinal.
yeah,
But guys,
urinal
it's,
mints?
it's called sarcasm. That's why I said it. Okay.
Is there a
All right,
button
go
for
ahead.
that?
Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's cool.
We need a button.
Urinal
for that.
mints.
You
yeah.
need a urinal cake button over there.
Yeah.
Right.
No, so
Urinal.
we show up and it's very clear that it's a jam band bar. There's fish posters. They're watching soccer. That's all
Oh,
anyone's doing in
shit.
there is watching soccer, which is fine. But we're ready to rock,
It's
not
not
watch the
fun.
fucking World Cup qualifiers. So
It's
we're
not
we're
fun.
doing our sound check, and this guy comes up to Chris and goes, "God, you got to play to the room, man. I've been playing it for 20 years. You got to play to the fucking room, dude."
They kept saying we were too loud.
He's kept Chris's amp was on 1, okay, and this was when you played a
deluxe.
a deluxe. So that's not even a super distorted amp anyway. We were not loud at all, and it was just a bad booking. And then Chris mentioned we wanted to fight the band after us, what used to be a great band from Cincinnati.
Uh-huh.
They were super loud and they were smashing their guitars into their amps. And
They were
we
like the loudest band I've ever heard.
we
in my
were just
entire
like,
life.
we should have done that instead.
Well, when like they're basically, we call him the angry hippie, but this angry hippie dude was sitting at the bar just like antagonizing us when we were trying to sound check.
Yeah.
Right.
Just being a
and,
dick.
and we're like, just shut the fuck up. All right. Like, this is not working well. Like, we're not getting a good sound. This is going to sound awful. And so we were already pissed, and again, knew this was going to be a bad gig. And so we got off the stage and I went to get a drink from the bar, and the guy started walking past me and was like, I should just deck him right now. Just break his fucking nose. I'll get kicked out of here, but it'll be worth it for the story.
Yeah, it would have been worth it.
Yeah.
But that's why we called that EP "Play to the Room," because that guy told us we had to play to the room,
He
bro.
was so angry. Hippies, that's normally like they're chill and
It's a new kind of hippie. It's a whole new world.
Yeah,
New
it
angry
really is.
hippies.
It really is.
New angry
In
soccer
the-
watching
in
hippies.
Eddie's, we were looking for the best jokes. In the 2020s, we're looking for the best way to cancel the jokes.
So yeah, that was probably the worst
Modern
one.
angry hippies.
Maybe.
Can I get a lighter?
How can you?
I know, right? God
You
damn
through
it.
mine away, bro.
No way.
Yeah,
Would
he did. I don't know
How
where
can
it
you
went.
even be an angry hippie? Like, how's
What?
that work?
I don't know.
It's
It's weird.
behind you, bro.
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
Here, let's go
God
full
damn it.
camera on Polly.
Why am
Polly,
I-
find
Yeah,
the lighter.
full zoom on Pauly.
You want me to find the lighter?
This is Howard Stern now.
Oh,
yes.
geez.
holy shit.
Yes.
Yes.
We're popping off. Holy hell. All right.
What's the
anyway.
worst gig you ever played, Shep?
Oh, man. Worst gig I ever played.
There has to have been a rough one. It happens to all of us.
No, back here. Follow the lighter protocol.
Lighter
Come
protocol.
on, man, I just got this lighter, man.
I'm gonna write a lighter protocol for this room.
Where's Shower played?
Did it go into the wall and then behind?
I have
the
to go.
chair?
I have to
think
go with the
so,
one
yeah.
we didn't play. In that, okay, so I was in a band called Pigtail Crooks or PTC
Put the camera on yourself.
back in like 09, I guess. Fine. You can do that, by the way, so you know. You have the power.
You can do that from
Oh,
right
look
there.
at that.
It's more fun
It's
to tell
me.
him to do it.
So yeah, we had a show down in Evansville. It was on a Saturday, and we drove a bajillion hours across the country, Blaine, Indiana, and we get there, and we're supposed to go on at this slot. It's at like one of the. It's a big ass like fucking. What do you call those places?
Slides.
Not a lion's den. but-
Parking lots.
Oh, like a community center or like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
veterans hall or something
yeah,
like that.
but this isn't like the outskirts of Evansville. It's like kind of like being in lapel and saying you're an indie, basically. But it was like a big fucking deal. There were so many fucking people there, and there was this rap group scheduled on to go before us. I'm sorry, after us, and they went to the promoter and was like, "Hey, we have to be in indie by this time. We need to go on as soon as possible." And they came to us and they're like, "Hey, this group, they want to go on before you." And we're like, "Well, we have something going on in indie too. We need to go on." And the promoter's like, "All right, you're good. Yeah, we'll just run with the schedule as it was written, blah, 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 blah." Some, whatever. Anyways, so we start setting our shit up, and this rap group comes on stage, and they literally start their fucking set while we're setting our stuff up. And there was all this commotion. And it was one of those shows where it's like, you know what? We should have fucked Chris. We should have fucking whipped their fucking ass.
Right.
And if Polly was there, and
I
Polly went to
about
all
did.
those shows. He went to all the PT. He wasn't at this one though. And we ended up not fighting him. And we ended up leaving. We didn't play. Is somebody at the door?
No, that was the refrigerator over
The
here.
refrigerator. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys didn't play?
No, we didn't play. We ended up walking out.
Mm.
And
Dang.
we didn't get paid. We drove 1 million hours across the country in Indiana.
All the
and-
way across the country.
Yeah, and you know
of
what?
Indiana.
There was a reason why we could not, because somebody had to work, blah, blah, blah. So we ended up going to punk rock night that night.
There you go.
Yeah,
All
that's how we ended
So it
But
all worked out.
it has to be the worst show. It has to be the worst show because of the fact
Yeah.
that we didn't play.
That it didn't happen.
And you know what? At the end of the day, I do want to throw this out here. Somebody said something earlier. She said, speaking of getting paid, sorry we couldn't pay any of
Right.
you. The RR doesn't have the capital. Girl, at the end of the day, it's an honor to play out there.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
And we don't play music to make money. We
No.
play music to entertain and to put out our artistic fucking expression. So
That's right.
don't you worry.
Yeah.
You or Fred, you guys, what you're doing out there is amazing.
It's the best.
It is the fucking best.
Somebody commented Lions Den is a porn store, and that's what I thought when you said Lions Den, because those places are like all along the interstate. when
The
you go-
the trucker porn stores.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about what Lions Club is that what they call it?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
don't
Lions
fucking
Club.
know
shit
Lions
about
Den.
fuck.
Lions Club, Lions Den.
Very different
two different
things.
things.
It was
Love
like
you,
like
Steffi.
a Eagles Center or whatever those are
Yeah,
called.
Lions
Yeah.
Club is like a
It's like a
philanthropic.
Three's Company mix-up right there.
You know what I love? You know what I love? There's actually one of those places right behind here. It's a veterans place. What are those called?
Like a VFW
the
hall.
VFW.
Yeah.
There's a VFW right behind us here.
like an
and-
Eagles club.
And
or-
they'll have live music there, and it's so loud you could hear it in Anderson. It's so fucking loud. and then they have live shows and they have football games at the fucking football field across the street, right? But if my band has a band practice in here, the
They
CIA,
get shitty.
the NSA,
The NSA.
the fucking FBI,
Anderson
they're-
Cooper.
they're all out. They're all outside the garage, like
I heard a guitar for 3 seconds. What's going on in there?
and, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, literally, like, true story. Now, I'm going to chime in on something I've never chimed in on.
I wouldn't start
You
talking.
guys
about
want to
cops
know what
yet.
really actually happened to Fiber Tie Like a
No,
Tiger?
Last time we started
Part
talking
of the
about cops.
reason why that transition happened is partially due to the fact that we could not, the hiatus that we were in or on was because the fucking cops showed up here and threatened to cut off my balls. And legit, dude, like they were like, we come back out here, you're fucked. Because this is lapel, and that's what we do. We fuck people.
Damn.
Dang.
They showed up with the sheriff, like the sheriff, and a fucking cop, like some
Yeah, like
slow mo, like
one of the things that's not even
Over
really
what?
recognized or thought
playing
of
music.
when you're in a band is like just the logistics of being able to rehearse.
Yeah.
Like finding a place that you can do it.
Without
That's-
getting- without
Is
getting
this
arrested.
the town from Footloose?
right. I mean, yeah, you like where you
Holy
can.
sh- all of that because you were
Well-
playing music in here?
John Lithgow showed
Yeah.
up and was like,
I shit you not, the sheriff
fucking
of
kill you.
Madison
I'm John
County
Lithgow.
and some hobo, slowbo,
Mm.
whatever fucking motherfucker came up here and talked shit to us and basically threatened to
crazy.
cut off my balls. And if they ever if they ever had to come here again, I guess the people behind me, fuck you. They have connections. So
Of course they do.
yeah,
Nice.
normally like when I lived in Indy, when the cops showed up, they're like,
That's not a problem at all in this state.
Right.
This
so
state's
we're gonna
definitely not a
need
bunch of old boys
you-
networks all collected together watching each other's back so that nobody can progress in any certain way whatsoever. It's definitely not like that. No, there's definitely not a problem with gerrymandering to keep all of the right-wing Republicans in office.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Uh-oh.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
No, I said it's not like that in this.
guys,
I-
we're almost at 3 hours. We cannot talk about religion right now. Okay.
Right.
Religion, man. Well, we didn't even talk about fucking ghosts yet. Or we talked about
So
fucking
do you
ghosts.
guys have any good
I have,
ghost
a, I, have
stories?
a, I have a ghost thing.
Yeah, because a
All
lot
right.
of people prepared that shit for us.
Does anybody have a lighter?
That's cool.
He needs another lighter.
That's
bro.
the quote of the night.
I actually have
How did
two-
you smoke the last one so fast? We
It,
just
it went out. I never smoked it. Gosh darn it.
You guys' throws are getting worse.
Yeah. The lighter tossing has went down.
You know, eventually your arm wears
since
out and you
hour
can't-
2.
yeah. So I have two. One that happened
I
to
hit
me.
him in the digits.
You got hit someone in the nuts. There it is.
Oh, that's
By the
a miss,
way,
too.
Worse.
the reason why I call lapel cops slow mo hobo motherfuckers
Yeah, let's
is
go back to
because
that.
is because
ACAB.
because if you call them or you try to go to their station, good luck with that. B, they literally have nothing else to fucking do. They're horrible.
Well, Shep, I was actually going to ask why we
I
haven't
can't
put on a show
fight
out
the
here
power.
yet, but then you just explained it because
yeah, I did. Yeah,
that's why.
No way. Unless we book a show here at the VFW or the high school football field.
I'm way in. Let's do it.
I actually went to a show at the VFW in Bloomington, and it was like,
was it a hardcore show? I know they
was
do those
terrible.
sometimes.
It was like easy listening.
Ooh,
But the beers were like $1 each.
They call themselves Fort
Dollar
Jackson and
Beers.
Jill.
That's what's up.
Everybody was wearing jean shorts and New Balance.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Ghosts.
yeah.
Ghosts.
The
talk
VFW.
ghosts.
Oh yeah,
You want
ghosts.
to ghosts?
Yeah.
Russell, you got any paranormal up in there?
I have two. One happened to me, but it's extremely boring, so I'm not going to go with
We
that.
don't want the boring shit.
Okay, so one happened to a kid that I grew up with in my neighborhood. They lived in this really old house on our block, and there was a day where he was walking up the stairs, and he noticed at the base of the stairs there was a penny laying on the stair. And by the time he got to the top of the stairs, the penny flew up the stairs and hit him in the back.
Dang.
Oh wow.
So it landed on the ground at his feet. He picked it up, put it on the dresser, and he was like, I'm not even going to think about what just happened there. And then when he went back downstairs, he was walking down the stairs and it hit him in the back again. And he swears that this happened to him. And I wasn't there, and apparently other things happened in that house too. Like things would disappear and then show up 10 years later.
That ghost was like, "Fuck them kids.
Fuck these kids.
Take a fucking penny."
Now the penny's not worth anything because
Little known
inflation.
fact:
But
ghosts hate kids.
Fuck kids.
They just hate kids.
Chris, you got one?
I don't know.
You know, I don't really have a ghost story like that. I mean, I'm sure if I thought long enough, I could think of something or someone that
Like in a warehouse?
Well, I don't think those are ghosts. I think those
Wait,
were.
is that what you were fucking in the warehouse?
Had sex with a ghost.
Well, it's funny you
Like
say
Dennis
that
Rodman?
because that's actually where I was going to go with the story. The area I grew up in, there's like, like every area, there's a vanishing hitchhiker story by one of the cemeteries, right? It's outside of Chicago. That's where I grew up.
Was it Step Cemetery?
No.
Sorry.
No,
But no, that
It's
area
Step
is
Cemeteries.
definitely really famous for vanishing hitchhikers.
Right. So it's a famous ghost story. Everyone would talk about it. And so then like when I started reading about it and learning about it, it's like, oh, this basically this blonde girl in a white dress gets in your car and you drive and then she disappears.
Oh, that's the classic one.
Right. And I'm like, well, I want to pick her up.
Right.
And a friend of mine, we would drive along that corridor by the cemetery, just waiting for this ghost chick to get into her car, and like
Ghost
You
chick.
guys were like really desperate.
So this ghost
Yeah.
broad shows up, right?
right. And I was laughed because of like,
Hey, baby, how'd you die?
absolutely, like, hey, you ain't getting out of this. You're not going anywhere.
I've exhausted my options with the living, so I'm going for
Yeah,
ghost
absolutely.
chicks now.
Like, no, don't leave yet. Where are you going? And you're like, oh, I gotta get
I
out
gotta
of here.
go.
Yeah.
Eternal life. Oh!
Anyway, so not a funny or exciting.
So you
ghost
never
story.
picked her up, is what you're saying?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
damn.
there
I
were
thought we were getting like
There-
really good. Like,
okay, like the people that I actually saw that could be picked up, they weren't getting in my vehicle. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't have anything for ghosts or paranormal. Nothing
James
like
isn't
that.
very paranormal.
Russell, would you like to hear a really bad joke that I thought of when you told your story?
Lay it on me.
You said there was a penny at the bottom of your stairs. You know what a penny and a whore have in common? They're both cheap, two-faced, and they're in everybody's pants.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man.
That was a lot of layers of that one there. Hit your button. Hit the
Hit
applause
hit
button.
The button.
Yeah, you know.
That's
Not
the
that
one.
one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Was it? There you
Woo!
go. Bad jokes.
No positive reinforcement on that one.
I know it's bad.
That
I
was
don't
a
know why
dad
that
joke.
came to mind.
That was a dad joke supreme.
for sure. I mean, that's what I got.
That one had sour cream on it.
Extra sour cream. So no ghost stories from James. Paul, you got a new one? You got anything you want to throw out?
Sure, yeah, we'll throw one out there. So I was walking through the woods one night, rehearsing my wedding vows, and
As you do.
yeah, as I do, and I set my hand on this log, and I was just kind of pretending like I was gonna put the wedding ring on it or whatever, and I I recited the vows, and the next thing I knew, this fucking log came to life, and it was like a female dude, and she like swore up and down that we were married.
Is that the plot to Mannequin?
No, but it is the plot to Corpse Bride.
Nice.
Tim Burton's getting a lot of love tonight.
Yeah, no, but
He stole that from you?
He also stole Batman Returns.
What about you, Peter? You got one? You got a paranormal?
I mean, I forget all the ones I've said already.
Right on.
So that means they're all new.
Man.
New to you.
Yeah. No, but I did DMT on Sunday. So I talked to the DMT spirit. It was like more color.
More color.
I've got a pretty good one. Pretty good one. I haven't told.
Yeah, ghosts.
So, well, yeah. So when I was what year was it? I think I was in 6th grade. No, it was 8th grade. Yeah. So my dad rented a new house, and so we moved into this house. I think I was like 14 years old, and basically I don't even know how to explain it. So, all right. So one day I'm checking. It's probably the first week that I lived there. I had adventured myself into the basement, and it was scary and dark. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
That's what basements do.
Yeah. Eventually, I made my way upstairs.
Was the fuse box on the other side of the wall?
So
or
I
something
go
like
into
that?
this.
They're always on the creepiest side of the fucking wall.
There's this room at the top of the stairs, and it was locked. And I went to my mom and was like, hey, there's this room like right here, and I can't get in. And she goes, well, that's where we're putting all of our like storage stuff. That's why we're keeping it locked. Like, they're basically, because we were moving, they wanted to keep all that stuff in there. And I was like, well, I want to look at it. I want to check it out. And she let me in. And while I'm in there, I find this book, and it's like a guide to like the afterlife. And I start reading it, and God damn it, I'm done.
I know what it is.
Well,
I'm looking around like, okay,
I know what it is.
what fucking movie is that?
that wasn't much of a payoff there on that one.
I know. I'm usually better than this.
I was a cabin in the woods, and we went in the basement, and there was all these creepy objects, and we picked one.
Well,
and
you
then
said Tim
everybody
Burton. I'm
fucking
like, all right,
died.
how do
and
I
the
do
dad from
this?
Step Brothers was there. And
See, I try to keep it natural by not being able to say it properly, and then I was like, dude, it's too disembogulated. I have to stop.
Was that the never-ending story you were doing there?
Never
Or
ending story.
Totally. It wasn't Batman Returns, I assure
It
you.
wa-
In the untimely death of the penguin.
oh,
That was literally just some fucking Friday when he was 12.
Oh, it's like Beetlejuice or something.
So we are running out of time. We got a little bit of time left. So we did talk about movies a lot. So I want to pull this out. Russell, what's your favorite movie of all time if you could choose one?
I get one movie. One movie.
Yep, just one.
Casino.
Oh, that's a nice
I
one.
love mob movies, mafia stuff. So
I literally just watched that movie.
it's tremendous.
Not even 2 days ago. Yes.
I love Goodfellas.
Robert
it's
De Niro?
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's Pesci and De Niro and Sharon Stone.
Oh, yeah.
At peak Sharon Stone.
Peak Sharon Stone for sure.
Yeah,
I loved how they
it's a great movie.
not the directing, but the what do you call it? How they split Robert De Niro and Pesci on the narrating.
Oh yeah, it's dual
Fantastic.
narrated. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I love Goodfellas. Goodfellas is tremendous, but Casino it's a little bit more linear. It's a great movie.
For sure. Chris, can you pull one out?
Favorite movie? Probably Jaws. It's the movie I go to the most. I've
Fucking
seen
classic.
it like 1,000
Yeah.
times. If it's on, I'm going to watch it. And
Those
pretty
eyes.
much never get tired. Yeah, pretty much Robert Shaw. Just watch him be Quint all day.
Can I get your lighter?
Oh, fucking with the lighters. I'm gonna send you guys some lighters.
Support us by sending lighters, please.
Only lighters is the new website that we're starting.
Onlylighters.com
Only
/ we are
smoke.com.
Chop Liver. Oh, fuck.
That's good though.
Wayne-
I like Jaws.
Wayne
Jaws
tried to
is
tell
great,
one joke
great,
each.
great movie. Love it.
James.
The Big Lebowski.
Oh hell yeah!
That's my
That's
brother's
good
favorite
stuff
movie.
too, man.
Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up, Donnie.
This isn't Nom. There are rules.
You're out of your element.
The dialogue is like genius. Every line is quotable.
Yep.
It's infinitely rewatchable.
Oh yeah,
What is that?
it's in my top 10.
It's either strikes or gutters, right?
Yep. I used to have his voicemail as my voicemail. That the dude is not in.
You are entering a world of hurt.
Yeah. Classic.
Fantastic film.
Fucking great shit.
I'll take mine for Weird Science. That's where I'm going.
Oh,
with
nice.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Way
Yeah,
back.
I mean, yeah. Well, it just because I've answered this question a lot too.
Yeah,
you know,
sure. I got
and
you.
so it's like, okay, well, what are some of the other favorite shows that I have? Because I
Yeah.
can't just say fucking Silver Bullet or whatever it is I usually answer with, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
every time. But man, Weird Science, it just had this impression on me when I was a kid, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while.
And-
I should probably watch it again.
It's no Garbage Pail Kids, but you
No,
know, it's,
no, it ain't, it's not even close. But it, you know,
Yeah.
it gets the wheels spinning.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. What about you, Peter?
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and when you start the film, you have to start a Bauhaus tape at the same time.
Spooky.
nice.
That'll get the goth girls to like snuggle up real quick.
Oh yeah.
Or it used to. I don't know. No, no more.
He was so sensitive.
It's a talkie. That means they don't make noise.
Right.
So you have to play your own shit. Yeah. And Bauhaus is just, who doesn't want to make out to Bauhaus?
Yeah.
I guess
Good.
for me, I do definitely. I don't know about the rest of you. I hear that shit and I'm like, oh, spooky overtones.
A bit of a goth phase.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Cure?
I didn't look goth, but I listened to
I would
goth.
love to see you in eyeliner, my friend.
Yeah, like new goth, old goth,
It's like
the Cure. Yeah,
Just
big
Cure.
Can't go wrong with the
Just
Cure.
hard Cure.
phase.
I just got into the Cure actually.
Man, boys,
They're fantastic.
don't cry. All right, don't.
Disintegration was my favorite album for a while.
The thing with the Cure too is like if you hear them live now, they sound just like their record.
Yeah, but
Now they sound great.
Robert Smith has definitely gone downhill.
He looks
Yeah, he
ridiculous.
He looks like
but
roadkill right
they
now.
sound amazing live.
Yeah,
They
no.
sound great.
You know, they haven't lost a step.
They're just like us. They look awful, but when they
Hey,
play,
whoa. Leave Anderson Cooper out of this, please.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, tonight I have to remember to tell the Bombcats they sound exactly like the Cure.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all that synth stuff that we do.
It's the making me want to cry.
That does make me laugh though. When a record came out and we had reviews, if you look at the names of the artists that we get compared to in the reviews, it's funny. Like some of them are obvious, and then like when you start, it's like, where are you getting this? But okay,
Shit
cool.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Can't print that.
So yeah, that's my favorite movie. It's called The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. It was the first horror film ever made, and it's a German expressionist film from like 1917 or something.
Available on Blu-ray.
I'm sure you can find it because it's like a goth stable.
You have to get really good speakers to listen to it, though, right?
If I had
like surround sound.
If I had to pick up my favorite punk movie of all time, the 1980s version of Suburbia.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Crossroads featuring Britney
No,
Spears.
Suburbia.
Green
There's
Room.
a young flea plays a character named Ratso in that movie.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Did you guys see Green Room?
Yeah, we love Green Room.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
that's a
Green
great
Room
movie.
was the
Yeah.
most accurate like punk horror film
yes,
I've
that-
ever
he
seen.
turned us onto that. That's a great
Yeah,
movie.
I
like
never saw that.
that. I had a,
Did
Great
you
movie.
just fall upon it like I did? Like I hadn't heard anything about it.
a friend told me about it. He knew I played in a band. He's like, you've got to see this.
Oh yeah.
And then when I saw it, I'm like, okay, whoever made this played in a band.
Right. Oh
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
accurate.
Yep. Absolutely.
And it is like your worst nightmare too.
Yeah.
Like that would be the worst gig
And-
like ever.
I did have a similar experience, not obviously like with a murder, but first band I was in, we played a show that was basically like a bunch of skinhead bands,
And you didn't know.
and we
going
didn't
in?
know going
Oh.
in. So
and
we,
you guys were like a party band, basically.
yeah, and yeah, I mean, I look like me, but but thinner and younger. And we got there, and all these dudes are unloading like these pentagrams, and we're like, what in the world is like? They're gonna hate us, and they did.
And they did.
Unanimously, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they fucking hated us.
They were like, "What the fuck is this?
Why did they book us?
Who are these pussies?
What were they thinking?
You had the same exact name as the other band. They thought.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Probably.
That just totally proves my theory that the worse the gig is, the better the story.
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
Afterwards,
Always
that may
tell
be,
your-
that may be
always tell
true.
yourself that when you're going through a bad
I said,
Exactly.
that may be true afterwards, but I was terrified up there playing. Like I thought they were
I'm
going to
sure.
kill me.
Well, you're so outnumbered too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because any
Yeah.
punk is willing to throw down against a fucking racist. We're willing to do that at all times.
Absolutely.
man.
But when you don't have, when the numbers are vastly in their case,
Yeah, that makes it
Yeah,
harder.
Yeah.
okay, I guess
Right.
tonight's the night I die for my ethics.
Yeah,
I guess I'm getting whipped with a chain.
Right? Yeah.
I'll tell you, dude. Like,
Making a stand.
I have not seen a Nazi out at a fucking punk show in this town in a hot minute.
Used to be a problem. a
And
long
maybe
time
that's
ago.
because they scared and they don't want people to know.
we beat the shit out of them in the 90s.
They're
That's
at
why
they're at some other rallies
I-
now.
I have memories of them motherfuckers coming out, and it never turned out well for them. But I haven't seen one like.
Also, why were they always the stupidest motherfuckers in the scene too?
That's how they get involved.
Exactly.
Sorry, like one of the scariest crowd I've ever seen was not at a gig. I went to a midnight showing of Faces of Death one time.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds really like
Yep.
the
yeah.
people
I'm
you're
actually
sitting with.
jealous of you right now. This sounds great.
I got a certificate for staying through the whole movie. I
Yeah,
like actually got a certificate. Yeah, but that crowd was nuts. It was one night only at a theater, and they were showing. Yeah, it was psycho.
You know, that reminds me.
But
of
I
a
was there too, so I can't
That reminds me of a
judge.
Bill Hicks joke. Do you guys know who Bill Hicks
Yeah.
was?
Yeah,
He's
Love
from
Bill
Houston,
Hicks.
the comedian from Houston,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So he had a joke where he talked about his first job was working at a movie theater, and it was a really scary place. And he said that's where he'd hear things like, "I remember the first time I cut off a head." Oh man, shit! Am I in your way?
Right,
Do you need
right.
more popcorn?
Yeah.
Total Bill Hicks joke. I had to shout
It's
out
like,
the
Do
dead,
you now?
Yeah.
dead prophet that he was. And if
Absolutely.
you don't know he was a prophet, then you didn't pay attention to the
absolutely.
secret track on Tool's Sober album,
What's your favorite? What's your favorite Bill Hicks album?
Arizona Bay.
I love the what's it called? The one about UFO.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
my
lot.
memory's not so hot.
There's
right
a
now.
lot about UFOs, and
Didn't
it turns
Bill-
out he was right. Oh shit!
Didn't Bill Hicks used to work with Sam Kinison back in the day?
Sam Kinison was his like dude who taught him the way of being
That's right.
a stand-up.
But they did
comedian.
shows together, if I
They
remember
did
correctly.
cocaine together.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, if you're with Kinison, you're gonna do some cocaine.
Right. I mean, to get through the night. Fuck. But yeah, then Kinnison passed. Then we lost Bill, and I mean, Bill died in like I think '94,
Yeah,
Yeah.
something around there.
Yeah.
pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
That's how the CIA kills you.
That's
when
how they
know
get
too
you,
much.
Yeah, pretty much. You seen the conspiracy theories that he's actually what's that dude's name?
Broke now.
What's
Yeah, the fucking crazy guy from the Thou Who Shall Not Be Named, the right wing alt.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy's just crazy though, because he's been crazy forever. If you ever seen the movie Waking Life, he was in that, driving around a boat, screaming about crazy shit. So like, that dude is Alex Jones.
I was
He's
saying,
just
are we on
fucking-
Infowars right now? Is
Yeah,
that what's
Alex
going on?
Jones. Alex Jones has always been crazy.
Yeah, he's-
I don't think he's ever been someone to take seriously. Like, but I mean,
That's the problem now.
the
people
problem is
do.
that he does happen upon some truths about conspiracy theories, but then it's 80% just
Yeah,
vitamin pills and retarded shit. So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't want
The
to
only-
pick. I don't want to pick through your shit for the gym.
only thing that I don't like about that guy outside, I mean,
And now he's broke, I think, because he just lost like
Right.
some
well, I mean,
millions
billion,
and millions
yeah.
of dollars.
that's actually kind of the point I'm getting to here is like, I'm not a fan of him, and I've actually never really watched his show, but I don't really appreciate the fact that he got shut down the way that he did. I call me a little conservative. There's a little bit in there of me, but I feel like we should be allowed to have a freedom of speech.
Oh, there's definitely an
I
element.
feel like
to
we
the
should
story.
have the ability to joke. I also think we should have the ability to write whatever music that we
I mean, there's
want.
definitely an element to the story where it seems like big media
It is-
versus new media.
very dangerous when somebody controversial as him is allowed to speak such freely and crazy shit on social media platforms. I get that because we're at a very pivotal point in our culture where it has so much control over us. But at the end of the day, Like, come on, guys.
Well, he's still on, so
what's
you can
next? Are
watch
they-
his show.
Well, are they?
Well,
Is he allowed? Is he allowed to do his
I don't-
shit?
I don't-
Last I
I don't-
knew, he
I
was.
mean,
His show is still on.
I
You
don't
can
know
still
that.
watch it. Yeah.
all I
So-
know is I saw
Kanye's on it.
I saw the fucking
Is he
headlines
really?
that
Yeah.
he lost a bunch of money, and I was like, well, that makes sense because
My only fear is that if we start there, then we move into comedy, we move into art and music, and then all of a sudden, it's like 1989 all over again.
I don't believe in censorship. I believe the power of truth speaks for itself.
Fair enough. I do want to throw something out there though before we roll out here because we're out of time.
We're in overtime.
Oh my God, why do we get
We're-
political?
we're
at the
canceled
end?
here.
Everybody shake it off. Shake the politics off.
Yeah,
Ugh,
yeah, let's
gross.
get out of that.
I don't know. And maybe it's the punk rock in me.
Punk rock political? No.
Well, I'm
no.
just saying, like,
those guys aren't
come
political.
on,
Just
like-
another political song.
we should all be allowed to make our own choices and listen and watch and take in whatever we so fucking choose. But I digress. We were talking about favorite movies earlier, and everybody already knows what my favorite fucking movie is. So I wanted to say this, but I'm gonna make it real short. I was shopping at Kroger and I saw a movie and I was intrigued because it had Will Ferrell on the cover, had Luke Wilson on the cover, and it had fucking Vince Vaughn on the cover.
Okay.
And it was called Old School. I never heard of it, and I bought it. It's the best movie that I had never heard of that I bought.
That's
Oh,
classic.
you never heard of that movie?
Never.
You my boy, Blue.
It just came out. I paid way too much for it. Ultimately, no, I did not. But the best movie I've ever went into a Blockbuster or a family video. This was before I was married. So I was like 19 years old. We went to Blockbuster because we wanted to watch a movie and we could not find anything
Called out.
That's a little much there, Candace. I'm just worried. I'm not. It's not about me. It's about everybody.
The Bombcats were silent when that was going.
Yeah, I know it's
Everybody got really afraid
it's
for a second in
I
the
know
room.
it's very provocative.
We can't afford to be
to
canceled.
think
All right.
that people should be allowed to express themselves, and it's really honestly about music. It's about art. There is a line that gets crossed when we start muting people because what they say is inappropriate, incorrect, or not. The view.
This is the wrong thing.
I
to
know,
talk
Yeah,
about
we're-
at the
but
end
let's
of
not
a
talk about
podcast.
this at all.
All right.
Let's just skip that.
I mean, I will unpack that on a podcast, but it will take 4 to 5
Like I said,
hours,
it's a very
and we need 3 or 4 counterpoints of different views.
very
to
fair,
actually
very
unpack
fair. I
that.
worry about just a little worried about our ability to write music.
Man, here we are. Just
Anyways,
And we're back. All right.
everybody's writing music.
Well, I can
so
tell you one
far
thing.
and enjoying
We
it.
write the music we want to, so that's what we do.
Fair enough.
There you go.
So do the murder junkies. Anyways, so I digress. Walked into not Family Dollar but Blockbuster, and we could not
feel
find
like
a
we
movie
just
to
walked
watch.
into
So
a
we picked a
fucking
new movie
trap.
that we never heard of, and it was called Hustle and
Ouch.
Flow.
T.I.'s in that movie.
movie's so good.
Isn't T.I. in that movie with Terrence Howard?
Fucking Ludacris is in it for sure.
Ludacris, that's it.
There's quite a
Yeah,
few people in it, but
Ludacris.
man, the storyline, the directing, the music,
The,
in its
the
own,
actual fucking music.
they won a
in that,
Grammy.
The music was
But-
amazing.
We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into, and it's
It seems
one
like
of
a
my
pretty
favorite movies
legit
of all time.
storyline too.
It's hard
Like,
out here
I mean,
for a pimp.
It definitely seemed. I mean,
Yes.
they didn't overplay it. Though is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, it
I
still
like
was.
that movie.
It was still grimy. It didn't seem like it was inviting. I don't think anybody was like, "Yo, I want to run out and be a pimp and have this horrible situation happen and grind away to hope I can get out of this situation." I mean, like I think they presented it pretty interesting. There's a lot of streets movies that like over glorify people in those situations. So
Yeah.
it was good to see it more like portrayed like real. Plus, those beats were dope.
yeah, they were dope.
It's all about
Yeah,
the beats.
it was actually a very good film. Had no idea what I was getting myself into, and I absolutely loved it. So, hey guys, I'm not going to apologize for what I said. I just want to say this. I just want us to be free to express ourselves. I don't like Alex Jones. I don't agree. I don't like him at all. I've never watched his fucking show. I just worry that where we're going,
I mean, he
we're gonna
obviously
run out of roads. We may
stepped
not
over
need
a
him.
line and is paying for it.
Amen.
That's how the
Amen.
American justice system works.
I just I want us to be able to be artists and express ourselves.
I think artists should be free to express themselves. Yeah, definitely.
But we're in a time where we're a little under pressure. So that's all I'm worried about.
I don't know if I've ever felt that way.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Anyways, sorry guys.
Let's talk about the band.
Let's just shut up.
So January 14th at Punk Rock
Oh,
Night.
this shit.
Please help us dig our way out of this
So
hole.
I saw Faces of Death one night.
Yeah,
We can go back
Faces
to
of Death.
that.
Yes.
It
It was in a movie theater.
When's your next show, guys?
January
14th.
at
Right.
Punk
It's
Rock.
Punk Rock Night.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's gonna be fucking awesome.
It's gonna
And
be killer.
Who's on the bill with you again?
It's Sonora, and I meant to look up the third group earlier, and I forgot. So sorry about that. Rich could chime in maybe if he's watching.
He's at the Melody Inn right now.
That's
so-
right. That's right. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. So and then in February we're doing one at State Street with the remote controls, and I
Fucking
believe
lighter again.
Mr. Clit is
Man,
also
the
doing
remote
that show.
controls, they fucking rock.
Fuck yeah, they do.
We love those
on
guys.
that one too.
And I believe Mr.
Their
Clit
new
is
album
also on that
sounds
show.
good.
Yes,
Okay.
the Remote Controls album is awesome. So those guys are great.
I bumbled the chance to do the cover for that. They asked me, and then I fucking totally didn't get anything. I wasn't like, I only work when I'm inspired, and I was trying to, make something happen, and it just didn't fall out of my head in time, and they went with a different direction.
Well, we might have
But
to hit
the-
you up sometime for
The
posters.
cover of that album for them, though, I think it looks really good with their sound.
Yeah,
I
it does.
think it
It
fits.
fits.
It fits really well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I totally fucked that up though.
So remote controls, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Clit that's who you're playing with on the 14th?
I believe so. That's
Okay.
No, that's in February
That's February
at State
17th.
Street.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
at State Street. So
When February what?
I believe it's the 17th.
So after Valentine's Day.
Yes, perfect way to spend your post.
Is that a Friday?
Valentine's.
If you're gonna
I
break
think it's
up,
Friday,
break up after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
at
Break
this
up on the
location.
16th,
That
and
might
then
be
you got a
close
great show
to
to go
close
to.
to close to President's Day. So
Yeah, perfect time to
you
celebrate past
appreciate
presidents.
your Grover Cleveland.
Past presidents, not
Appre-
current one.
Appreciate
Past.
Grover Cleveland on 2 non-consecutive occasions. Anybody?
It's niche.
Oh,
Well, he might not be the last one, but
he's the only president. Whatever.
never mind. Don't even go there.
Isn't he the one with the magical time machine? Grover Cleveland.
I have no idea.
Was that Grant? No, Grant was Wild West. Sorry, that's
Oh,
why.
right. Yeah.
He had a giant spider. All right, are we done?
We're
Yeah.
almost there.
No,
We
we're
just gotta-
stretching this off until it's just uncomfortable.
Love it. We're good at that.
So shout out, thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you.
coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Bombcats. It's been super fucking dope.
Appreciate that.
Shout out to our sponsors at Naptown Punk and Punk Rock Night. In the words of Bravo, turn on your headlights, right? Don't talk to strangers. Shop smart. Shop as smart. And don't forget, we are the unheard. We are the overlooked. Anybody?
We are chopped liver.
That's right.
Hey.
Chop Liver is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
You think you're weird? I think you're dumb.